Sometimes I'm incomplete, babe. Sometimes I wanna compete, baby. You sleeping naked, no shade over that sun. Admire all that work got undone. Sometimes it's hard to sleep, baby, without diving into that deep, baby. You love the way I sweat. Never knew nothing better. It was something other than kindness. Put something on your obvious stylist. One look at you and damn, I'm astonished. Where's your deepest treasure? I found it. Now I see why everybody wants you. You talking crazy, baby, I want you. I like that shit, so I just want you. Let me applaud you. Baby, your body has got a motion sensor. When I come close, girl, you turn on. Can't hide the fact that I get your chills like December. At the same time, keep you warm on everything. I want you, I need you beside me for sure. Want you, I need you beside me for sure. Sometimes it's more about need, no in between. You want all the smoke with me. Truth is, I'm that guy, you my bitch. Try and be your hit, be your fix. Want you to be, baby. Want you to receive, baby. Love the way you are. Love the way you are. There was something other than kindness. Put something on your obvious stylist. One look at you and damn, I'm astonished. Where's your deepest treasure? I found it. Now I see why everybody wants you. You talking crazy, baby, I want you. I like that shit, so I just want you. Let me applaud you. Baby, your body has got a motion sensor. When I come close, girl, you turn on. Can't hide the fact that I get chills like December. At the same time, keep you warm on everything. I want you, I need you beside me for sure. Want you, I need you beside me for sure. Our faces, we make it sing. While playing 90s R&B, let's rewind all the things we did last night. Gon' take it, yeah, it's all yours. Let's make this what we want. Let's make this just what we want.
Oh. And we're live. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so sorry for the wait. The white half of me is mortified. The black half was talking and handling other business. But we have a couple of things to handle today, and I'm here with Jay, Sig, and T. I have to say, and Math, obviously. Sorry, Math. We've had most of the interview already handled in the back end, and the people who are on live got a good bit of that. But those who are tuning in now, we'll recap a good piece of it. And try to catch up because we were in the middle of a good conversation. I have now T-shirts and Summer Jam squared away. We're going to have to revisit that. I have Jay Sig on deck. Before we get into his set, just a few things. Apparently, I wasn't the only person at an industry event last night. You also were at one. Mm-hmm. I want to hear about yours in 30 seconds. I've been stalking a good friend of mine, a.k.a. former neighbor, 1988 Teen 1988. Her name is Noelle Santos, and she is the owner and proprietress. I can never say that. Proprietress, right? Help me out. You guys can correct me. Yep. There you go. There you go. Thank you. Thank you. Certain words I can't say. Of the Lit Bar in the South Bronx on Alexander Avenue. So she had her official grand opening last night. Ted Smoot was on the ones and twos. I don't know who made the food, but on point. Wine was great. And the point of this was to show that you can start something that you've envisioned. It's now come to fruition. It's open.
Absolutely.
People who were there last night, so much positivity, great energy. I wish you the best, Noelle. Looking forward to coming back. So if anybody has books that are coming out, definitely send her a line. She entertains that. I think it's interesting when you reach out how magic happens and all of a sudden you have a book signing at a party in a space you don't have to pay for. You know, there's always a kickback, but it's not like this major situation. So it's an outlet that should be utilized, and I'm looking forward to following her on this journey. Tell me about your event last night. Where were you?
I was at a private listening party at Defend Brooklyn, 123 Essex Street. It's really, really dope clothing line / boutique, black owned. I mean, he's from Brooklyn, but his location is on Essex, obviously. But it was a really dope experience, man.
Okay, and what was the? And you won't go into too much of the politics, but the listening party was productive as well, or?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, that's
very
fine.
productive. Good networking, good energy.
And you have your business cards on deck. I have to get new ones, obviously, because it's I'm always updating things. But business cards are a must. I don't know about you, but I'm all over the place with those things. That flyers.
Yeah, we exchanged contacts.
The one thing we don't do is hand out CDs. We were having this conversation.
Oh yeah, nah, no CDs.
CDs were the thing 10 years ago. I don't want to see a CD. If people are still
maybe 15 years. I don't even think 10.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with 10. I'll give you a courtesy. I wasn't mortified.
10, it was still on the edge of the cliff. It was there. The MP3 players just hit 10 years ago. MP3 players.
I like this guy though. He's brutal. He's
Oh, yeah,
Capricorn.
Trav is straightforward.
Gemini.
Oh, okay. Ooh, yeah.
Trav straightforward.
Yeah. Yes. May what?
22nd.
Okay, that's that. Okay.
My mom
All
still
right,
is
yeah.
Gemini.
The earlier part of May is brutal. That's my brother.
Wow. I'm a Cancer. I'm July.
Even worse.
My guy.
Okay, Geminis and Cancers. Okay, this is it's a tough room. All right, we'll fix it. So do me a favor. Tell me a little bit about you and your name. So J Sig, which is short for Signature. Okay.
Sygnature.
And it's a Y versus an I in case you're Googling him. Mm-hmm. How did you come up with that name?
The name J Signature was just the meaning behind the name was I wanted a simple name. I wanted something that was different. So I wanted to spell it different. So the whole Y was just a twist, just to spell it different, to give it a different look and appeal. As far as like what it means, it's just pretty much me putting my stamp on music. So it's like my signature on my sound, my style on music.
I think it's more importantly, from my standpoint, the branding, because when you look, there could be a million J signatures.
Yeah.
But
and there are.
So when you Google it or you hashtag it,
It's just me.
So that's what I'm saying.
I'm the only
So
one with that.
So very
Yeah.
smart. We were just having a conversation about checkerboards and certain prints and trademark infringements and things like that.
Yep.
Of which I want to hear more about your friend's story later on. So interesting combo behind the scenes.
Right.
We were also speaking a little bit about Summer Jam. I don't, you're here as a guest. I don't want to, normally I do a rundown of things.
Yeah.
But since you're an artist, and one of the things we're going to talk about anyway is Summer Jam, your music is a lot different than what we've been expecting from certain artists on the stage.
Yeah.
S.STREET Media will be at Summer Jam this year. I'm actually looking into party buses now. This is something we've done before, which it's fun. I'm not there per se to go to the events. I'm older, but the marketing, to be nice, the marketing components there are undeniable.
Absolutely.
Whether, it's networking,
Absolutely.
just bringing awareness to the brand. So if nothing else, and being that there's a station involved, that's why we're going to be there. Will you be at Summer Jam?
This year, probably not. I'll just be working on my craft at that time, just in the studio. I'm always in the studio and, be rehearsing and vocal lessons and all of that. I'm always doing those things.
I might pull up though.
Let me know. No, well, you don't have to pull up anything because I hear you're we have to be light on the cocktails because you're the designated driver today. But when we do the Summer Jam thing, you have a bus because this way you can get completely shit-faced and there's a bathroom on deck, and you can do your work, and it's, you can take a little nap on the. That's how I usually do it. If I'm going, that's how I'm doing it. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm
you
not.
should.
That's just not. And like
Yeah,
I said, I'm
of
out
course.
before. Either I stay and the bus goes and I'm out and I take the train home. And I'm take the train to 34th and I Uber it, and there's a whole in my mind.
The whole game
You already have it mapped out.
That's it.
I've never been to some gym. Never been.
But I have to say, I respect your response. Why? That's not your crowd. Now, what I'd like to see you do is Essence Fest, which I'll
Yes.
be at, unfortunately.
That I do want to do. I do want to be
Okay,
part of that.
so let's talk about behind the scenes. We'll finish that conversation. I had Essence Fest taken care of for another client, which is kind of fallen through a little bit. So I'm debating if I still want to go. I like New Orleans, so I may just go because of the food.
That too.
That's a problem. That's
too.
called a fat issue.
Yeah.
So I'm debating if I'm still going to continue. So we'll talk. 'Cause I have nice tickets.
yeah.
We'll see what we have lined up.
Okay.
But that's more your crowd. I like to see you at Circle of Sisters this year.
Oh yeah.
I'm not kidding.
Those
I'm
my
not
lanes.
kidding.
Those are my
I'm
lanes.
not. Listen,
That's-
I'm not.
That's
You,
the lane we aiming.
Those are my
and
lanes.
and then I like people like this guy here. He wears like a sweatshirt, knowing damn well I know you're. What are you pushing, like 500 pounds on whatever these things? I can tell. I can tell. Don't be modest. So
He got that teddy bear. Look. That's what
I'm
the
telling you,
ladies like.
I'd have a calendar. I'd have a calendar out for these women, a 2020 calendar.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm dead serious. I just want my little 2% in the back, and I'll help you move it when I'll get there. I'll move
That
it.
too. That too. I'm in the gym a lot
The
too.
other
Yeah.
thing is, and I love my women, and it's because we spend the money. When you go to this event, this is a true story. This is like 2006 or 7. I was doing a Monique concert. The venue only held 3,700. I came with 5,000 flyers. I was done with these flyers in like 3 hours. So the second round was coming in. By the time they came, they had left because everybody took a flyer, kept it, and really was looking to support. I had people buy tickets right then and there. When you go, these are women who really want to see you win, support, discover a new brand. So that's
Yes.
right up your alley. They would eat you up.
Yeah, I got to be a part of that.
All right. I'm thinking what else? A3C I think is nice because it's reasonable. It's not a reach budget-wise. If you start looking into things now, that's Atlanta, that's October. Just to get out of town, just to meet people who you don't necessarily have access to
Absolutely.
in New York. They're all of a sudden more accessible.
In Atlanta.
Absolutely. And then you throw yourself on a Yankee hat, preferably, or a Mets hat, whatever. But let them know you're from New York, and you draw traffic that way. But those are the 3 things I'd like to see you do. Let's get into your song. Hang on 1 second. I was going into my notes about the Knicks. We'll get back to that and the draft that was NFL the last couple of days. That wasn't just one day. That's like Thursday.
3 days. Always 3 days.
I couldn't watch regular TV, kids. That's not cool.
It's always 3 days.
All right, we're going to get into the draft right now since we're talking about it. So, speaking to the draft, my 2 main sports, I'm pretty savvy when it comes down to athletics, but my focus has been basketball and baseball. I tolerate football. I know the rules 90% of the way. I still have an issue with.
Yeah, they change them every year. Every year it's a new rule.
Well, there's a lot of
Yeah.
CTE and brain damage
Yeah,
going on. I don't
a lot
know.
of
Maybe
that.
there's a reason. Nothing personal.
Yeah.
I can understand it.
It
but,
is. Yeah.
I don't know. They've also changed the rules in basketball. I don't like this little European step that we're doing. And
I'm not feeling the travel either. That's a travel.
I don't. That's a walk.
Yeah, the
And
step back.
I was a defensive player. That's the only reason I have any stats to speak of. I was ejected out of a few games, but they changed those rules as well. No hand checking and
Can't do that.
Get the fuck. I'm punching
Yeah.
you in the throat. Give me a Charles Barkley any day of the week.
Yeah. Charles Oakley
Yeah, I
can't play.
respect
Charles
the players
Oakley.
that ain't trying to let people score 50 on them. Like,
Patrick Beverly. Look at how he played.
If you score 50, it's a hard 50. It's respectable. But if
Yeah.
you get an easy 50, you get to take 3 steps. And
Gentlemen, what was
5
your
steps.
favorite brawl? We'll get into that quick. What was your favorite? I have mine. I have a few. What was your favorite brawl? Period. Give me your favorite brawl.
Sports Brawl?
Man, listen, we don't got all day for world star. No, favorite basketball.
Oh, my
whatever.
favorite sports brawl was definitely the Palace, man. I
Yeah.
gotta say I was watching that live when it happened.
Nah, I'm gonna go back.
I was
further,
watching that
'cause
live.
I love the NBA. I be watching
Right.
the NBA game. It's when Rudy Tom Jonovich got caught by what's his name?
Oh, tell me this one because I'm
Yeah.
curious where you're going with
This
this.
where God bless the dead Rudy Tom Donovan. I'm Rudy T, but I know he said something about his neck was broke because he was minding his business. The guy just turned around and just punched him.
I don't remember the fight you're talking about, and because I'm such a Nick fan, I gotta go with the brawl with Alonzo and Van Gundy, like on it. That is an infamy.
Oh yeah, I remember. I like that one too.
On, man.
I like that one too. That was a good one.
I would have thought I thought you would have said, what's his name? Nah. Chris Childs and Kobe.
Oh, Chris Childs and Kobe.
I thought you would have.
That was more of a little scuffle though. That wasn't really a brawl.
That was a two-piece right there.
But Chris Childs checked the shit out of Kobe, which is why Kobe was watching his mouth the rest of the time in the NBA. He wasn't talking anything else reckless the rest of his tenure because he got smacked around. New York, you was not coming in. You were not coming in here doing anything with Mason in the paint. Anthony Mason. Are you crazy?
Mason,
so we could say the Knicks is responsible for Mamba mentality because all that.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
He took it out on the floor. He just bust your ass.
Quiet.
Another one that I like when Vanexel threw the ref over the bench.
That was funny.
Over the table. That's
classic.
That was classic material.
That's classic.
So back to the draft. You weren't happy with the Giants pick.
All.
I'm sure the Knicks, if they don't get Zion, we're not going to be happy with our pick either. So tell me about your pick and who you would have chosen if you had an opportunity.
Honestly, as a Giant fan, that was a horrible pick. If I didn't want to go quarterback, honestly, what I wanted to do, being a football head, I wanted to trade for Rosen and then draft a defensive end and then offensive lineman. That's what I would have done. But if I were to go quarterback, I wouldn't have taken him. I would have took Haskins. But it seems like the Giants just don't like black quarterbacks. It just seems that way to me.
Well, I hope you understand that there's a lot to be said about that franchise, which is why our quarterback is 108 and still there, whereas Patrick Ewing was shipped off to Orlando for his last season. Ewing.
Yeah, that was disrespectful.
So I didn't like that. That was disrespectful. So when you look at what's going on, sometimes you have to say, is it really business or is it business?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It just
Why is
doesn't
this
add
happening?
Up. This was just blatant.
This business.
I have a question for you. So I don't know who this person was. It was either pick 14 or 15. Again, I was at Steppens having a cocktail. So I don't remember what pick it was, but there was he was black, good-looking guy. They pick him, but instead of showing highlights, all they did was show his arrest sheet, like his rap record.
You're probably talking about Montez Sweat.
Say his name again?
I think his name is Montez Sweat. Tall, kind of light skin. Yeah.
Okay.
Montez Sweat, probably. Yeah,
I
he
was
had an
bothered
issue.
by this.
Yeah, that was whack. I think Washington took him.
But it was all negative, like why so I'm and again you can't hear because it's I'm also doing karaoke, Black Rob Lowe in the background to this nonsense. But when you're looking at the playing how it's playing, that's disrespectful. I thought that was really kind of whack. Okay, well, we can't always, especially with sports, you can't gauge. Everything is politics. It's coaching. It's,
all of them. Every sport.
Mark Jackson still ain't got a job yet. Come on.
Yeah. I love Mark Jackson. Well, we could be here about sports all day, but I guess it's the same thing in entertainment.
Yeah.
It's all about your team, right? So speak to your team because we actually met courtesy of Math and S.STREET Media back in November.
Yeah.
I was hosting that night. I don't know how I did. How did I do that day, guys?
You did great.
It was okay. I was right.
You did great. Kept us entertained.
Okay.
We were trying to get to you. We were trying to get to you all night, but you were like in the crowd, and then when you came to us, it was like, all right.
You gave us 5 minutes, and in 5 minutes, you gave us an eggshell. You dropped a bomb on us. You was like, listen, this is how you got to move.
Yep.
And we took your advice.
Yep.
And now we here talking to you.
Exactly.
Well, I had to stalk you guys because I was with one station, then, obviously, and then he's gone, so I can kind of blow his ego up a little bit. But, Math and his team, because there are people with him, I don't want to make it seem like it's just, I don't want to get cut. He does have people working with him, but I work with different stations and studios. Mm-hmm. This is one place where I see they have events. There's other teams working. There's other stations. Shows on the station who care, who do listen, who play your music. He promotes not just what I do, what you guys do. Mm-hmm. That's invaluable because people are constantly looking at the promotion that's put out there, especially since we're in the day and age of social media. That's all we have. We were just talking about how we were flipping CDs, and I personally smoke off of. We don't use CDs. It's all about how do you feel is the best way to, in other words, hand your music off. Not so much as how do you let people know about this is me, this is my music in a Because before you could just hand, it was
Yeah.
lazy. It was almost lazy.
Yeah.
And you could feel like I'm doing work. Here's a CD. I can give you a CD, the person can take it. Does the person really listen to it? So
Right.
how do you make sure or do your best to hand music off with the hopes that the person's going to actually listen to it?
I think the best way now, especially when you're out networking, is you got to utilize social media. Everything is social media. So you got to send them to that SoundCloud, Spotify. You know, stream this, stream that. Watch this video. That's why it's important to have visuals for them to watch. People want to see visuals.
But you still got to me personally, you still got to use some of that old school
Oh, yeah.
approach. You got to talk
Yeah,
to
have
people.
some of those flash drives in your pocket.
Yeah, had a flash drive to
Yeah.
drop off on people. Here you
Flash
go.
drive, plug it in, huh? Play.
You know, most people got these new 2015 cars, so you could just plug the flash drive in your car, and there you go. You can ride, hear it out, check it out real quick.
Flash drive.
Do you brand your flash drives?
And we're getting into that
Got
right
it,
now.
done.
Yeah.
So you heard you.
Getting
Yeah.
into that right now. Just
That's a
off the
fact.
spot.
That's a fact too.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Because that's what I would like. Just drop them off.
Yeah.
Because this way the person has no excuse. They can look at it and see off the rip. This is
Yeah, Jason.
who it
Jay
is.
signature
Jay signature.
flash drive.
Speaking to visuals, so I always listen to the music and refresh my memory as I'm in the cab coming here. So the driver thinks I'm nuts. He's listening to one set of music. I'm in the back with my headphones listening to another set of music. So motion sensor. First of all, who's the woman in the video?
Oh, the girl in the video, she goes by Henny.
Say it again.
Her name is Henny, but you can follow her on social media. You can follow her at Carmen Bandiego.
And once again,
At
shout
Carmen
out to
Bandiego.
I used to love Carmen Sandiego. How cute.
Follow at Carmen Bandiego. That's the girl.
Once again, thanks for coming through, holding us down, shooting that video with us. Thanks.
Yeah, Henny, man. That's the sis
I'm
right
completely
there.
straight. If you don't know, most people are well aware of this, but she's extremely hot. I think her choice of lingerie was very nice. Not too much, a little to the imagination. I was very impressed by her appearance. Now, I have a question, and I'm all of a size 2.5 wet. Not by choice. I do eat. I don't know. It's just called stress. She is a little thicker than the average video model, which I was impressed with because most men, they have a certain type, and I am bored. This left a little bit open to the imagination. I think that you're going to win over a lot of women with this because it's going to boost their confidence.
Absolutely.
Was that your intention, or what was your intention with casting her?
That was definitely the intention. I wanted a girl with natural beauty, and that's no disrespect to women who have the cosmetic surgeries now, the fake bust, the fake this, fake that. I'm not saying I don't like that. I like some of it when it looks good, but I wanted a girl that didn't have that. I wanted a girl that her beauty was more so natural. I really wanted that.
Don't worry, you can't offend me. These are 34 AAAs naturally, so you keep talking. It's fine.
I mean, that was important for me though. I wanted
Yeah,
a
the
girl.
natural appeal, something that everybody can relate to. She's not a superstar yet. Hopefully, she will become.
Yet.
But she
Yeah.
hasn't. She definitely hasn't.
Working
This
on it.
is the key, guys, right? I think a lot of people wait until the person's on, and then it's like you're mad because you have to pay to work with the person.
Yeah.
You could have worked with them for free because you could have been working together.
That's how our situation went.
Okay? Who else do you want to work with? Who else have you been working with that I'm unaware of? All right, Nasty, thank you. Math is in the back conducting. I'm always in trouble. That's usually my life. I'm usually in trouble.
I've been working with different artists, producers, engineers. I got to shout out my engineer though. He's an important person in my life because he makes my music what it is. So I gotta see my man Mike Black at Respect the Cool Studios, which is right here, 1080 Whitecroft, not far from here.
And Rick the Ruler, because he was the director of
And my
Motion
man
Sensor.
Rick the
Definitely
Ruler,
Rick
of
the
course, my man Rick the Ruler, man, one of the dopest videographers out right now.
To be quite frank, Math, who I've been with now for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years at this point, and I've been dealing with him with different artists, different shows. He's doing this on his own for how many people, how many shows. So his first comment was that it looked great. The music really looked well mastered for the most part.
Yeah.
And that's a big compliment, knowing how
Big
much
time.
traffic does
Yeah.
come through, and not just S.STREET Media, which is the new hot situation. Shout out to you, Matt. Heads
S.STREET
up.
Media.
Shout out to
You know,
Math, baby.
Shout
have
out
to
to
say,
Mad
it's-
man, S.STREET Media, man.
we're gonna take a break soon because I don't know about you, but I can use a little breaky break, a little 420. I was at this event and somebody came up to me in my ear and they said, "Jay, listen, what's going on at S.STREET?" I said, "A lot. How much time do we have?" You know what I mean? So for someone to come up and say something like that, it lets you know people are aware of the transition.
Yeah.
Okay?
They see the growth.
They see the growth, and they're also aware as to why it's growing. When you have somebody who's been behind the scenes for so long, working on people's production and promotion and events, what do you think is going to happen when they do their own situation? So I'm so happy to be here. I see the
Same here.
difference.
You seen the blueprint.
Don't start it. I've seen it. I see the difference. It's a big thing for me because
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
dope.
have to kill myself. I can come here. It's like, all right, I sit down, I talk, I get bossed around for 2 hours, which is like every other day of the week, and my show comes out fine. So
dope.
it's better than what it's been in the past because let's face facts. I'm not a tech person. It's
Yeah.
nice to have help. And it's also nice to have the support. Like, okay, you're stuck with me for an hour or whatever the case
No
is,
problem,
but
though.
I hope it's not a problem.
No, it's never a problem.
And then I'm going to torture you with food. I hope that's okay. Yeah,
Oh, man.
yeah. We're gonna go eat in a second. But once you leave, that doesn't mean it's done. Your music is now still here, and especially
Yeah.
since that song is something that we don't get on a regular basis. Normally I want to kill myself because I have to listen to nothing but violent music
Yeah.
with drugs and
Depressing, yeah.
depressing,
Yeah.
and and this is a whole 360 or 180, I should say, from what
Yeah.
we've been getting. So
This-
thank you.
this-
Can we
yeah.
take? What do you have to say? Because I was cutting you off. Go ahead.
Oh no, man! I describe my music as I use the hashtag on my social media a lot, mood music, and I call it mood music because I want my music to set a mood. I want my records to be the kind of records that you feel them before you hear them. I want to have a feel. So, for example, when you hear the song "Can You Stand the Rain" by New Edition, as soon as that record comes on, it's like, oh man, that's my shit. I want my records to have that kind of feel on you. Once it starts, yeah, that's that shit right there.
Well,
It
that's
just-
great. Thanks for creating a mood because I was listening to it again when I was in the cab with my Uber driver Akbar, and let's just say, setting the mood then didn't really work for me. I was ready to go, but my cab driver just wanted me out. You know what I'm saying? He's looking at me going, "You're here." So thanks for setting the tone. In different circumstances, I'm sure I would be
Absolutely,
happier. But
plenty more to come, man.
we're gonna take a quick break, okay, and we'll be back in about 15 minutes. We're gonna eat and do a little smoke and smoke. We'll be back. Okay? And charge my phone.
If it's real, let me know, girl, 'cause it's all on your face. It's clear that I'm on you. I know you feel the same. Ooh, say what? Girl, you know what's up. Ooh, if you wanna run it up on you, yeah. Yeah, I'm really on it. Got 99 problems, won't you be one? And now I'm just playing. You set the mood in the room like it really ain't nothing, no. I be really on it, yeah. Vacay, fly foreign with you. Play the couch, be annoying with you. Or play the room, get naughty with you. I will love you down till you can't get enough. Kick it for a night on the town. What we call living it up. Would you know what to do with it if I couldn't? I wonder what sound you'd make. Got me the roof missing. Hope you're new to this, 'cause I wanna be the first to take you there. Act this very nice. Thoughts of you stay on my mind. From head to toe, you're so early. The cool in you is what caught my eye. If it's real, let me know, girl, 'cause it's all on your face. It's clear that I'm on you. I know you sleeping naked, no shade over that sun. Admire all that work got undone. Sometimes it's hard to sleep, baby, without diving into that deep, baby. You love the way I switch. Never knew nothing better. You was something other than kindness. Put something on your obvious stylist. One look at you and damn, I'm astonished. Where's your deepest treasure I found? Now I see why everybody wants you. You talking crazy, baby, I want you. I like that shit, so I just want you. Let me applaud you. Baby, your body has got a motion sensor. When I come close, girl, turn on. Can't hide the fact that I get you chills like December. At the same time, keep you warm on everything. I want you, I need you beside me for sure. Want you, I need you beside me for sure. Sometimes it's more about need, no in between. You want all the smoke with me. Truth is, I'm that guy, you my bitch. Try and be your hit, be your fix. Want you to be, baby. Want you to receive, baby. Love the way you are. Love the way you are. You was something other than kindness. Put something on your obvious stylist. One look at you and damn, I'm astonished. Where's your deepest treasure I found? Now I see why everybody wants you. You talking crazy, baby, I want you. I like that shit, so I just want you. Let me applaud you. Baby, your body has got a motion sensor. When I come close, girl, turn on. Can't hide the fact that I get you chills like December. At the same time, keep you warm on everything. I want you, I need you beside me for sure. Want you, I need you beside me for sure. Our faces, we make it sing. I'm playing 90s R&B. Let's rewind all the things we did last night. Go take it, yeah, it's all yours. Let's make this what we want. Let's make this just what we want. Sometimes I'm incomplete, babe. Sometimes I wanna compete, baby. You sleeping naked, no shade over that sun. Admire all that work got undone. Sometimes it's hard to sleep, baby, without diving into that deep, baby. You love the way I switch. Never knew nothing better. You was something other than kindness. Put something on your obvious stylist. One look at you and damn, I'm astonished. Where's your deepest treasure I found? Now I see why everybody wants you. You talking crazy, baby, I want you. I like that shit, so I just want you. Let me applaud you. Baby, your body has got a motion sensor. between. You want all the smoke with me. Truth is, I'm that guy, you my bitch. Try and be your hit, be your fix. Want you to be, baby. Want you to receive, baby. Love the way you are. Love the way you are. There was something other than kindness. There's something on your obvious stylist. One look at you and damn, I'm astonished. Where's your deepest treasure? I'll find it. Now I see why everybody wants you. You talking crazy, baby, I want you. I like that shit, so I just want you. Let me applaud you, applaud you. Baby, your body has got a motion sensor. When I come close, girl, turn on. Can't hide the fact that I get chills like December. At the same time, keep you warm on everything. I want you, I need. Want you, I need. Just side me for sure. Our faces, we make it sing. While playing 90s R&B. Let's rewind all the things we did last night. Gonna take it, yeah, it's all yours. Let's make this what we want. Let's make this just what we want.
And we're back. So I have to say that was a great quick break. Thanks, Math, for that. Our guests are actually chowing down. We have lunch served. One of our guests is running a little bit late. If they don't happen to come, that means there'll be leftovers for the next day and a half. I'm going to have to cook. I'm so excited. How about you, Math? Excited. Okay. Anyway, so it's so funny because Jay Sig brought up Summer Jam a little bit earlier. And whereas I haven't gone in a few years, that's something I want to revisit because if nothing else, the connections are out there. The energy is there. I happen to like cooking food, hot dogs, hamburgers, and business cards on a regular basis. And that's one of the events I want to do this year. Outside of that, you heard me mention a few other events for his swag. Jay Sig is more of an R&B soul, whereas overall, Brooklyn's Hip Hop Fest is out this year. They have Nooklyn, which features, I'm blanking now. Nooklyn, I'll get back to that. You have outside of that in A3C in Atlanta in October. So there's a couple of things that people should have on deck as far as what they want to do and their game plan. Summer Jam is right before the Puerto Rican Day Parade, which is right after that. It's the following weekend in Harlem. You have the festival Saturday and then the parade Sunday. So these are major networking events to be at. Outside of that, there's festivals outside of the state of, New York, whatever. But is it worth it? Is it worth going? I think people need to really do a little bit of research and figure out where the demographic is and put money and spend it accordingly. But you got to get outside of New York. It makes such a big difference, to me anyway. That's when I saw my biggest bump, my biggest push, when I left New York, because people were interested in seeing how we can work together to minimize expenses on various coasts, or a lot of people from states I've never even been to. Minnesota apparently has a big fan base for rap. Very interesting. Also, guys, if we're talking about fan bases and you're an artist and you want to market yourself, you got to think about who you're marketing yourself to. If you're a rapper and you're one of, let's say, 100 rappers, and you're catering to a very specific demographic in the city, how many people are you catering to? How can you get your message out there bigger than anybody else in that realm? That's the hardest thing to figure out. Why are you competing here where you can go elsewhere and capitalize with a much smaller budget, with a much smaller demographic, out of town? Doesn't have to be Atlanta. It could be anywhere. Vermont. Pick an area. Find somewhere you have family and travel. Why are you spending all this money in New York and seeing no results and continuing bad behavior? It's not going to be rewarded. A3C is coming up. That's Atlanta. That's October. Revolt, not Revolt, rather. Global DJ Con, rather, is coming back to New York. That's going to be in November this year. So that's a little bit better because you have options. So that's something you want to check out. There's also DJ Con in Atlantic City in August. So if you're an artist, go book your hotel, especially if you're in New York. Go to Jersey. It takes 2 seconds to go over the bridge and check it out. So these are things that you guys should be looking into. Websites is something I always harp on. Business cards, please. And I think flyers. I'm so excited about that. I'm not going to go into the other thing we were talking because he brought up a good point, and I'm going to talk to you about that later on. But proud to be at S.STREET Media because I think the effort speaks for itself. You can rent space, but what are you getting for your money? And I don't just get studio time. I have resources behind the scenes. There are events that artists can go to. There's sections within management that you can ask for assistance on if you're ready, because everybody is not. People think they're ready. No. If you don't have a bio, write one. That's it. People don't have a bio. They have no idea as to who their fan base is. So how can you market? Figure out who your fan base is and isolate them and market accordingly. And that's what I think what S.STREET Media has done. They've given people a platform, but they've also given people assistance to do that. And I think that if you're an artist or anybody who has a business that's looking to promote, this is a great platform because not just me, but there's a whole team of people, other hosts. We all work together. And I think that that's a big part as to the success of S.STREET Media. So thank you for that. All right. So outside of Summer Jam, Math, what are the other major events that you want to go to that I should be aware of? A3C? AC3? Okay. Well, we have a couple of months to worry about that. Summer Jam is the main focus. And I agree. We have a couple of events at Randall's Island. The Governor's Ball is coming up, but that's more of a different realm. So with Nipsey passing, I'd like to see a little bit of transition in the music, a little bit more of a message. And when you expand your demographic via your message, your songs, you're able to perform and attract a bigger fan base. When you cater to this demographic that is not supporting you, you're going to remain in this bubble. And that's just my 2 cents. I hope that people can understand that. A lot of people don't understand that, which is why we're here. One sec. So those are my suggestions. It's great working in radio and in media in general because I get to hear a lot and see what's going on before it happens. But I am looking for new voices and new messages, new music, new beats. I'm looking to hear what's new. So what I will do is each show I will dedicate one slot to somebody who's up and coming, okay? Who I'm not gonna charge you because I do charge for my slots. Just so you understand, like this is not. But I understand that sometimes a budget does hinder progress. So as long as there's potential, I have no problem working with people. But there's got to be work ethic on their end already, whether it's welcome back, have a seat because we're back. This is back to live action. Jay Sig is back. But I'd like to have at least one person come on the show, and you can bring your producer and people you work with because I do want to hear from them and see how they proceed with minimal funds, I should say, because obviously there has to be a budget of some sort. But that's my goal. So going forward, I'll set up we'll pick who we're gonna do that. But once the show, I'll do that. Okay, guys. Anyway, so you're back in the building, Jasic. Let me get back to questions with you. So we're just going over Summer Jam and how we're looking forward to that. But outside of we expressed you're not doing Summer Jam, potentially Essence Fest. What else are you doing this summer that we can either look for you at or we should be stalking you at? What other events or What else are you doing?
I definitely want you guys to like to subscribe to my YouTube channel because I got more videos coming out. I'm dropping another record first day of summer, also with a visual, first day of summer. So I'm gonna be putting out a lot of content this summer, just content. Just content. know,
Do you
a lot of
think the
content.
visual gives you better feedback than the audio?
Definitely, definitely, especially for me. I'm somebody I've been doing this for a while, and I had a lot of people, especially people from my neighborhood, from the hood, who supported me, and people in my circle, outside the circle, who just been waiting for that. So when this video dropped, it got a lot of traffic. Just because of that, a lot of people just waiting on a visual from me. It's my first visual. So,
Who directed it?
Rick the Ruler.
Okay, so who wrote the treatment, I should say, because obviously you had input into what your, okay, so, or did you just give him the song and that was a better question. So who wrote the
We
treatment?
wrote the treatment together, actually,
Okay.
the three of
Came up
us.
with that together.
Me, Trav, and Rick. Yeah.
I just wanted to, want to understand that because
Yeah.
did he listen to the song and present? So, okay. Whose idea was it to have you at the end?
That was me and Trav's idea, both of us.
As very Alfred
Travis.
Hitchcockish, Hitchcocky, however you want to put it, as a former film major, amongst other stuff. Is that something that you did intentionally? Is this something that I can expect? So songs being that you're a writer, this is what I like.
Definitely.
Because I like, so this is what if you're going to say yes to this, I'm sold. The songs that you're a writer in, are you going to be in that video in some capacity?
Well, first and foremost, I write all my songs, all my music, 100% me. Number two, it was just that video. That's not something I plan on doing every video. That was just that one.
Then again, it matters on what the video called for. Because if it's one of those type of videos, then yeah, we can make it happen again.
You may see a
I'm just
variation of that
speaking,
again.
and you can take it how you want to take it. But
'Cause the
I used
artist
to
in
work.
us-
I used to manage Spliff Star and Spliff. When I first picked him up as a client, I had to do research on everything. I had to build this Wikipedia page, the whole spiel. So I had to really get my facts in order. I didn't know this because when you're watching it, you're not looking for Spliff. In every video, he's in every video, but he's in the cut somewhere. He's like the Alfred Hitchcock of
Yeah.
hip hop, if you will. So when I saw this, I thought that was genius because, yes, thank God you're a writer because most people don't write their own songs. So they're not able to speak to what they're feeling inside. They really can't express. They're speaking somebody else's pain or happiness. But I think it's interesting, and maybe we can work on this, but if you're writing for somebody, even if you're the cab driver, just in passing, just interesting. Because that, to me, I was waiting for that. Like, I thought you had a verse after she did her little, I'm waiting. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting.
That was the point.
Okay, right. So that's what I'm saying to you. So it'd be interesting to have people like looking. That's how you also up your views. Some people looking for you.
That's a good idea.
All right. So we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
We talked about it now.
Yeah,
but-
yeah.
But that's just my 2 cents. I
We'll
really
work on
thought
your
that was
cut.
dope. So congratulations, because that was really, that's why I wanted to know who wrote the treatment.
Thank
So
you.
was
I
it his
appreciate
idea or what's
That
going
was
on
three
with
of
that?
us. So three of us.
Yeah, we
Okay.
sat down.
All right. So let's talk about
You
this.
want to know what? Not to cut you off. What's
okay.
funny? How that treatment came up.
Oh,
You was coming to the event. You was hosting.
We were on our way to that event that night. That's when we came
That's
up
months
with it.
ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you
it started
dropped
that night.
When you dropped that jewel on us, we walked out. We was like, yeah. Matter of fact, let's do the video like this. You think she'll like it? This whole
love
video, this whole video was based on you liking it.
Shut up. I don't have time for this. My forehead.
Word,
I
word.
wear
No,
fitted
seriously.
hats.
No,
this is
honestly.
my forehead, and this is because
Honestly.
people
Seriously.
constantly are blowing it up. I don't have time.
No,
Nah, seriously,
honestly,
listen.
seriously.
That
You-
night, it
you
started.
dropped the jewel on us that night. We went, so we was like, yo, when we shoot the video, we gonna shoot it like this. And I was like, yo, I'm gonna send it to her 1,000,000 times till she give us a response if she like it or don't.
It wasn't about, see, and I appreciate the resiliency because it wasn't personal. I just didn't have anywhere to put you. Okay, and I'm not here all the time, so I can't do anything for you. I can do a write up, which I will do a write up now, and my write ups do. I have a couple of people in my repertoire which I do send emails to, and the purpose of that is I don't ever make promises, but if the talent is there, it's all about repetition and brand recognition, in my opinion. So if I'm after somebody, which if anyone who knows me, I do this, especially my clients. If we're looking at a certain target, that's what you are, a target. I'm all over you, okay? And we'll go into details on that later on. When you send out an email blast, I can track who opens the email, who's looking, who's interested, who's gone back, who's done it. That's instrumental in knowing there's interest there. So now you go back to the same person, but in another backhand, somebody else. So-and-so's interested. Who else do you know at this platform? And then conveniently, another person at this platform is talking about you. So now there's me like, have you heard this guy Jason? Like, yo, it's a fucking game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
They want to see how much work you can do independently because I don't have time to build the brand and then market the brand, sell the brand.
We talk about that all the time.
That's the difference. And whereas people want you to come in with 76,000 Instagram followers, that was cool 5 years ago when people really had legit numbers. I don't know if you've realized it, but IG has stifled likes, followers, impressions. I find most people shit on the Explore page, but I follow you.
Yeah.
So how am I not? You understand what I'm saying? There's certain things, or there's some people who all of a sudden I'm not following. Like I was trying to tag somebody in the picture, but like their name wasn't coming up. So I'm like, what's this? I didn't follow the person, so it's like, they're manipulating who has access to your stuff.
To what? Yeah.
So it's almost going to have to regress back to guerrilla marketing, which was what it was 20 years ago. It's the only way you get your flyer and your promotion out.
Some form of that you got to utilize.
That's all. We'll leave what we said behind the scenes as far as promoting. But people do need to start thinking about ways to hand out physical music without handing out a CD. I roll up on those, and that's about all there is to it. You're wasting. It's a wasted
time and money.
Time and money.
Simple.
Especially if you're pressing them in your basement, which is what
Exactly.
I was doing. Guilty. Okay. Biggest gripe about the industry and industry politics.
My biggest gripe with it?
Yeah.
I had a gripe for a while with just being an R&B artist, and we went through a stint where R&B was hard to pitch. You know what I mean? It was hard to pitch R&B.
When are you talking? What year?
I'm gonna say between 2008 and maybe 2012. R&B went through a stint where it was hurting for a while. It was only a handful of still R&B artists still holding it down. It was.
If he wasn't Trey Songz, Chris Brown, Miguel.
It was hard to get on. It was hard to get signed. All of that.
It was hard to even get heard.
And now I feel like I got to give it to my ladies, man. My female artists brought R&B back. The Scissors and the Ella Mays and the Hers and these guys. The Chris Browns and Trey and all, they've been around doing their thing. And shout out to them guys. Them guys been doing it. They've been holding it down, but. They've been the glue, the little bit of glue we had left, but the ladies really brought it back. So now R&B artists are selling out major venues, 70,000 people again. It wasn't like that for a while.
You know why that is?
It's back now.
Because my demographic is old now. We're the old group. So we're the motherfuckers with the money.
Yeah.
I also have a kid. So I can't just be popping out at the club to hang out with, right?
Yeah.
I have to plan it. I have to be there. You know, it has to be plans. So when you look at what I'm coming out for, I'm not coming out for a Cash Money concert. Those are lies, because I definitely will be there for that. But I'm serious. Listen, but there's certain things I'm going to take time and buy the ticket and go out because it's going to give. It's a date night for me.
Yeah.
I'm the person in charge of that now. I'm married, let's say with 4 kids, or whatever the case is. I'm the one buying.
Yeah.
Women run the market.
They run it.
Always.
They run it, period.
35 and better. And then this is the crazy part. Who do you think is really doing well? I know Luther's gone. But do you think Patty and them are not completely killing it?
Yeah.
I get a Phil Collins announcement. I'm black and white, kids, if you don't know, but I'm black and white. So I have things, certain musicians start. Phil Collins is coming to MSG. I got the email.
I go to Phil Collins.
Oh, I love Phil Collins. I can do Phil Collins. Phil Collins and Sade I have mapped on Ticketmaster. So when they come, I'm like on alert. I need to understand.
I want to see Bruno. That's what I'm.
Bruno, I heard, is an amazing.
I'm looking for crazy
act.
to get a chance to see that.
Did you flag him though?
No, I don't know how to do it. You got to show me how.
Oh, I'll do it for you.
I don't know how that works.
I'll do that. We'll get tickets. Fuck it. Behind the scenes. Bring up tickets. I got it because there's a couple of favors we have owed. We'll work that out. Bruno Mars. That's interesting, actually. Okay, fine. Back to the show.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but biggest gripe. So biggest gripe. Back to that. What's your biggest? Besides the fact that R&B didn't, you
died
had
for a while.
died.
Now it's back.
It's here now. So it's no longer a gripe. That was back. It's not like it's now where that's my biggest. So it's back. No longer a gripe. You're here. What's the next step? Like that's. What's the next step for you?
The next step is just building a brand, and from as far as being, I mean, I'm born and raised in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. So Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn has never had a real R&B voice or face. New York City never really had an R&B voice or face. It's been wide open for a long time. New York is usually associated with rap. Let's be honest. It's usually associated with hip hop. Maybe you had a few artists here and there, maybe had a record here and there, but no one face you can stamp. Oh, that's the New York R&B sound. I'm trying to be that New York R&B sound.
Mary.
So that's definitely a gripe because it's never been done.
I can see. Okay, so speaking to Mary.
The Mary was one. That's one of the people I'm talking about. Mary was one.
Is that somebody that you obviously want to work with?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Mary is legendary. I love to work with her.
Well, Mary, again, gives us that. Okay. I am so tired of seeing music videos that don't speak to reality. And maybe that's your reality, but it's not mine.
Yeah.
So when people are jumping out of 18 cars and hopping over boats, and
that's crazy.
You know, I want to shoot myself. So I'm not kidding.
Last night.
So this video, whereas her kitchen was much nicer than mine, okay, I'm not mad. I'm not mad, but I felt good about watching it. It was a real scenario. It was doable.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like I was being manipulated. Sometimes you watch a video and I go, I don't want to feel bad watching it going, I can't do that. I cannot.
Yeah, I can't have that.
You can make dinner and get a bottle of wine and put on a cute lace top and call it.
That's what we all
Exactly.
wanted. We wanted to show the everyday vibe.
Exactly.
The sexiness of a woman
I
every day.
want to get R&B back to just. I always say R&B is love and relationships. That's R&B with me. Like when I write, I'm writing from that perspective. Now I say this: R&B, the best R&B music was based off love and relationships, right? Love and relationships is the tree in which R&B was based on, always. Right. But there are branches on that tree. So on that tree you have sex. One branch is sex. One branch is infidelity.
I was about to say
one branch is
cheating.
arguments. All of those are branches to love and relationships. All that's connected. So as an R&B artist, when I write, my content always comes from those places. So all of those things have to do with what? Love and relationships.
Question: who was your biggest inspiration with respect to R&B groups?
Oh man,
and because it's going to be groups, because I mean we can. Give me that's because that's my thing. In my you have Avance, Donnell.
Oh yeah.
But to me,
the groups were the ones who started it. It started with groups.
So talk to me. Who was your?
Oh, my favorite R&B groups, hands down. New Edition, Mint Condition. New Edition, Mint Condition, probably my two favorite groups. Boyz II Men, Legend, just vocally they're the best ever. Vocally they are.
112, because
112.
crazy.
I was waiting for it. You see my hair was like this.
112 Part 3 album, still my top 5 R&B albums ever.
I see you looking at. Listen.
Ever. But New Edition definitely my number one.
And then solo artists, who you?
Solo artists, Maxwell, Joe. I'm a big Joe fan, big Maxwell fan. Yeah, that's my guy, Max. You know, Max is a cool dude too. You know, I mean, I've seen him a couple times. Maxwell Joe
is one of my favorites.
You say R. Kelly?
Respect to Kel's music, and I'm gonna leave it there. I was.
I'm okay. So you know, I have my little R. Kelly story. I don't know if you heard that. So you know, I have my little R. Kelly story.
I've never heard your R. Kelly story.
Yeah. All right. So
I love his music. I'll leave it there.
This is what I'm gonna say about R. Kelly, because I was out at an event last night actually, and it was popping, and then R. Kelly comes on. Not one person blinked a motherfucking eye, because guess what? I don't care. When I say I don't care, I separate the talent from the person.
You have to be.
The thing that pisses me off, and I this has been a topic on other shows. Write a letter, yell at me. I don't care. Bill Cosby. Listen, I still want to see a different world. Fat Albert.
Yeah.
Okay.
We need
These
that.
are shows that whatever, if he's sick or whatever y'all, if he really, because y'all, I don't believe her. I don't believe her. You know, if he's doing, foul stuff, I don't know. I don't, she looks like a wet poodle. I don't know. I don't believe her. That's just my opinion. But
I don't know.
It's changed what is allowed to be played. They're talking about taking music off the airs for certain people.
Yeah,
and I find that to be crazy when you have Charlie Sheen still getting residuals off of 2.5 men.
Exactly.
And,
You can't do that.
Harvey Weinstein is having things dismissed, and we have Donald Trump who's indicted on like 28 charges of I don't even know what. And you know what's crazy? When I don't even watch it, I used to be such a politician. Like I used to be looking at the thing, and I don't even watch the news anymore, because it's like a bad SNL skit. It's almost like when he talks, I'm like, is this for real?
I don't
like,
even entertain that foolishness.
It's crazy. So,
entertain them.
regardless, you can say, I don't look at you any kind of way, because to be quite frank, R showed so much versatility.
R's one of the greatest artists we ever will see
I'm
or
sorry.
hear. Songwriting wise, he's one of the songwriters.
If you ban R. Kelly music, man, you got to ban. It's a lot of people.
You got to ban a lot of
It's a
people.
lot of people.
Elvis.
Yeah, you definitely got to ban.
Definitely
Elvis.
got to ban Elvis.
Look, come on, he was marrying 14-year-olds.
There's an actual interview with Diane Sawyer talking to the girl who said, yeah, he was kissing me at 14. Verbatim, that's exactly what she said.
Now, at the same time, I don't know if you watched the R. Kelly special. I related to a lot of the things that were commented on. However, my father did not pimp me out at the concert in Row 2.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Those parents should be held accountable.
The thing that I found was most apprehensible was not the sex. I could care less. If you want to piss on me and I like that, let's do it. But it was the fact that I couldn't get back home. If I didn't like being peed on, I couldn't get out. That's what I was most put off by.
Yeah, that's what's kind of bugged out.
That's what I was most upset by. So everybody has their sexual preferences. Maybe you're into feet. Maybe you like that. Do your thing. But I'm just, if I want to go home, I just want to go home. I don't want to have to, and I shouldn't have to pee. I shouldn't have to pee in a bucket. And I'm thinking, if I'm being held captive from R. Kelly, I'm having, I know you guys are not into seafood, but I'm having lobster sliders with a side of
life is good. You
life
just
is great. If I'm performing sex acts, I'm doing all type of wacky shit, but I'm being fed top
being
notch.
taken care of. Yeah.
Smoked out, I'm high, I'm drunk.
Hey,
Man,
that's
what?
You comfortable with
What
it?
you need.
This sounds like jail.
For the record, I am a big Michael Jackson fan too. I'm a big Michael Jackson fan.
You saw how they retracted that shit.
Big influence on my whole
they had
everything.
to.
You saw they retracted that?
Because his fans, we're not
Let me tell you
accepting his
something. And
foolishness.
you see, I didn't even bring up Mike. I didn't even bring up Mike. I grew up to Michael Jackson.
Yeah, we're not gonna let that happen.
And
we can't let them do that to Mike.
Maybe it's just me. I watched the 4-hour special, and
I didn't watch it. I saw the first 18 minutes.
No. The 4-hour special of the Jackson story where he was playing with the mouse and this.
Oh, that. Yeah, I remember seeing
Right.
that.
I've seen it about 15 times, and you knew watching that, being younger, with no insight, there was something not right with this whole situation.
No doubt about that.
So for you not to be miffed, you understand what I'm saying? Don't blame this on Mike. Don't blame this on Mike. He was doing things that were way above his years, his pay grade, his pay scale, and all type of shit. Number one. Number two, again, he's gone. It's hard for me to watch people do stuff when the person cannot come out and defend themselves.
He's been gone a decade. I mean, come on, a decade he's been gone.
And when he passed, I was in a restaurant. I'm always somewhere big when someone big passes. And people are jumping, yo, I said, stop. I said, stop. This is before social media. I said, guys, stop. I said, if he passed, they would have stopped the TV. I said, stop. They said, Jay, look, they just stopped the TV. I said, he died. I said, he's gone.
It's Michael Jackson.
Because that's crazy. He, to me, was somebody like sports. There's all this racism. When you look at Mike's work, I don't give a fuck if he thought he was black or white. I'm black. And that was my theme song from 4th grade, going the whole way through.
Jackson is the greatest ever.
Okay, keep it in the closet. Come on, get out of here. And then when you really look at
only few black superheroes, man. It's
what he
a
was.
few, but
with a
he's
real cape, man.
superhero.
Beyonce's another. And I'm not even a Beyonce fan like that. I'm not in the Beehive, but because I'm a Destiny Child whore. So in my opinion, Beyonce broke a Destiny Child. I don't want to hear it, but yeah, that's how I feel, kids. But Beyonce has a cape. Jay-Z has a cape. Some people have a cape. Mike had a cape because he was ahead of his time. I didn't have cable, kids. You know why I had cable for 6 months? Because it was a free trial. It was a free trial for 6 months. We had cable for 6 months because of Michael Jackson. Because Michael Jackson was airing Remember the Time live on HBO or something at 9 o'clock. Yep. And my mother and my stepfather had to have that.
We had the tape in my house. We had to record it.
We were not that sophisticated. We probably had a CD somewhere tucked away, but we didn't have that.
Y'all on record for that video.
And that was it. So when you look, he's right, because you're there trying to hold yourself out, trying to get the timing and remove the commercials. Pause it.
That was a presentation for his videos when they came out. Mike is the greatest ever. Period.
Shout out to Chris Brown. Man.
Breezy the next.
Before I just think
Chris
of Michael.
Brown took a lot of Mike.
Yeah, he did.
And he won't deny. He'll tell you that he heavily influenced his career. Michael Jackson is the only artist in music who has influenced in which no artist of any genre can say something about Michael Jackson didn't influence them. Whether it was a performance aspect, singing aspect, dance aspect, how you dress, fashion. Look at fashion now. The glitter and the sparkly shit and how all this shit is Mike.
Fitted jeans.
All this is Mike. Mike made this type of shit cool to do. Yeah, Mike made this shit cool to do. So I would never deny. Was Mike somewhat of a weird guy? Did he have issues? Yeah. But do I feel like he was a pedophile? No.
Most entertainers,
No.
most leaders, bosses are quirky, have something to them.
Yeah,
I didn't watch the Beyonce homecoming thing yet. I will.
Yeah, I didn't see it yet.
I'm paying for Tidal each month. You better believe I'm gonna watch that.
But I rock with B though. I'm a B fan. I respect
again,
B.
Beyonce. Oh, how about this? You want to hear something crazy? Okay,
Give
cool.
it to us.
So one of my friends, so because she's a Beyonce whore, so she's like, so I asked her, I don't know, and then she like blacked on me. So
The Beehive will get you now.
oh
Don't play
God,
with
so
that Beehive.
I wasn't being sarcastic. She
Don't
thought
play
I
with
was
that
being
Beehive.
sarcastic. So I was like, I said this song. I was like, I'm like humming it, and I'm not the best singer, so I'm like, doing it. So she goes, keep going. So she goes, I thought you hated her. So I was like, who? I said, I don't hate. I said, wait, because that's Beyonce. I said, what's the name of the song? She goes, Halo. Halo, I freaking love.
It's a dope song. It's dope. Halo's dope.
That's it. But there's like 2 or 3 songs. I think one person sings it, but somebody else sings it, and then I'm always corrected, and they're like, "You're a dick," like, and you're supposed to be doing your research on this. Bottom line is, she is who she is because she can transcend.
Absolutely.
What was the song she did? The angry song when Jay was cheating on her.
To the left.
No, sir.
Irreplaceable?
This song was
The Lemonade thing.
No,
That?
no, sir. This song has got to be in like 2003 or 4. She's on a couch. She's in a white shirt. I don't know if that's the name of the actual song, but this song, I was like, Beyonce will kill 3 people over Jay-Z. She is so angry. I'm gonna hum it for you when we get out of here. I'm petrified. I said she is absolutely insane, but the passion comes through.
Oh yeah.
Which is why she's so successful.
Absolutely.
When you sing or you write, where does your passion come or stem from?
My passion stems from a combination of my own experiences and people in my circle, be it close friends or family. And the fact that I came up in the church singing since I was a little kid, you know what I mean? So from a singing aspect, that's where my soulfulness come from, and combination of growing up listening to gospel and, R&B, heavy, you know what I mean? That's where my passion comes from. But a lot of experience and just observing what people deal with on top of what I deal with.
So church can go either way. So church has turned him into somebody who presents positive music. I'm also a churchgoer, reluctantly.
Look
I'm
what
not
church did to
anymore.
James Brown.
Yeah, I'm not anymore, but
Look what church did to James Brown. Listen, we can't deny.
I'm not mad at James though, because James was still setting the carpet on fire, letting you know what it is.
Yeah,
Like this is showtime, but
How he flipped it.
I may not go to church anymore, but I still like gospel music.
I appreciate it though, because Jesus himself, again, I'm already in the 8th rung of hell and purgatory. So when I get to where I have to go, I'm not waiting in line for anything. I'm waving at motherfuckers as I'm, Bill, that's 40. We're gonna let that go. I'm gonna see you on the other side. All right. Like I've earned, in my opinion, I've been tortured enough. I'm sure you can. You can feel what I'm saying on that. I'm sure you also have your share. Both of you have your share of
Everybody.
situations you would rather do without.
Everybody.
Because you have a team. T is here, obviously. Well, outside of him, who else is in your immediate circle to help build your brand? That's important.
I got a shout out to my brother Smooth, man. My brother So Fly Smooth. You can follow him on Instagram as well.
I think I'm stalking him already. That name is very familiar.
So
Yeah.
Fly
I
Smooth.
think I am, right? I think I'm stalking him already.
Yeah. My man So Fly Smooth, man. You know what I mean? He's one of the smartest dudes in my circle. Him and Trav, they're the minds behind a lot of what I do. They're the minds.
Is that why he's wearing a hat? Whose hat is this? Because you were saying this is a special hat.
Oh yeah, it's my man from the hood, Swedge Ferragamo. He's an artist coming up and stuff. He's doing his thing too. Me and him in talks too right now.
Oh, that's what we're gonna do. You just fixed my whole situation. That's why I have to play the whole Instagram game. We're gonna do a referral basis. So you send your guy to me, and then he'll be on next, courtesy of me. That's what we'll do. We'll do a referral type basis. I live much better, much easier. God, that was
Dope.
See? Look, I'm always working. My brain always
Gemini,
gone.
though. I was, I'm into astrology. Okay, let me go into a couple of more complicated questions.
Okay.
Oh, I just asked you that. Okay, yep, asked you that. Okay. Outside of who you're working with, what producers would you like to work with, or who do you think are doing work now?
Oh, producers I would like to work with. I would say, man, I would love to work with like some of the legends, man, like a Teddy Riley or Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis or something. Babyface. Oh man, if I get in the studio, Babyface.
Yeah.
That's another one of my idols, man, for songwriting and singing. Babyface. Man. I mean,
You know what's crazy? I don't care how I sound. I kind of forgot about Babyface. And when you're younger in the backseat of the car and your
can't
parents
forget
listen
about
to this,
Babyface.
it's not 1 second. It's not intentional Babyface. I'm just saying that, you know, you forget what he was responsible for in that late 80s
Oh yeah,
era.
it was him. Yeah.
So that's
Babyface was.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm 8 years old,
look,
so it's not.
Another classic person I would love for him to work with. If not work with, I would love to meet is Smokey Robinson. Because if you know what he's responsible for and that Motown sound, good Lordy Jesus, that man pen.
Combine
Very,
that with
very
the now.
respect. Yeah, very much highly respected over here.
Smokey Robinson, and my father is the white parent. You wouldn't know it, but so I go to his house, and he has albums. He's the white person in the black clique. So when you walk into the music selection, I'm confused. When you're younger, you don't you don't realize.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
until you're older I'm going, where's the white stuff? So he had all of Lionel Richie's. He still has them. He has all of Lionel Richie's albums.
Another guy.
I'm Richard, yeah.
Like it's just crazy stuff, and he's such a fanatic, and it shows you that the demographic transcends. They just bought Beyonce just bought back Frankie Beverly. So when you're revisiting, which is probably similar, something to do with what Math was talking about. I'm gonna do a little research on that. We won't talk about it on live, and if you wasn't following my live, I'm sorry for you, but it's Jules on there. I'm gonna look into that because now what my ass is gonna do is stalk some new shit. I'm not going back to work. I'm supposed to be at work tomorrow 9 o'clock. Fuck it, I got vacation time, sick, personal. I've been there 10 years. I'm just not interested. I don't really want to go back. So this is motivating to me. What is this? Who made this? What is this?
This is
Somebody's a special beads, right? Who made that?
Yeah, these beads, I saw them someplace and I just bought them, like one of those street fairs. And
They
like
didn't
the
tell you a
city.
whole story because sometimes they don't let you buy shit without telling you a whole. I just wanted to know the story behind it because I was like, what is this about?
No, I know the other bracelets are Rastacot bracelets. It's a
Okay.
black owned brand. This hoodie is Canvas, black owned brand called Canvas. The hat Dungeon, another black owned brand. You can find this at Vinny Styles in Brooklyn.
Oh, I love Vinny.
So I went-
So you
went a
know
lot
you know
of-
Paulie?
I don't know him personally.
So I used to
but-
coach Paulie in basketball. So
Yeah?
so we killed in that tournament. So you know I ain't gonna lie because I was about to get on the court myself because you know it is what it is. It's-
Multi-talented.
I'm not playing. I'm not losing.
You
What
used
we
to
doing?
play, yeah. You used to ball heavy?
Yes, I said if you don't choke him, I will. I said I'm letting you know now. I said it's half court. I said you got and that's it. But I like to see people supporting black-owned businesses,
yeah.
and it doesn't have to be black-owned, minority-owned, and it's not to say anything but white, but it just so happens that it works out that way. I don't know what else to say on that level, but we have to start putting money into our own.
I mean, we have to. Everybody else
situations.
does. That's the way I see it. Every other culture, every other ethnicity does it. What's wrong? Why is so
that's
wrong
the-
with us doing it?
We're crazy. We're the only ones not making money off of it.
Everybody else does it. No one sees anything wrong with it.
How much time do I have left? Do I have time for one more break? 2 seconds? It's 6 o'clock. Okay, we'll set it up. Let me know. Just flag me down when I. That's what I'm saying. It's a whole communication thing.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like sports.
Yeah.
You know, you're like doing your little hand nod. You know, it's like, you're gonna flash. You're gonna go. You know the court. Speaking to basketball, we were having this whole conversation about the Euro step. I'm not into that. James Harden is the king.
Step back. The James Harden step back is the James Harden step back. It's just what it is.
Who do you like this year?
As far as teams,
Well, the Knicks are out, so I can give two shits.
I can pick the finals or what I think the finals are
I'm
going to
happy.
be. My opinion, I got Boston and Golden State. That's just me.
Yeah, I get a lot of flack because I'm a hardcore Boston fan.
Yeah, New
so-
York.
I'm not mad at that. You know what's crazy? So hi Alex, how you doing? So Alex and I, we went to high school together, and she and I have been battling every series since Instagram has come out, and The only time we agreed is when Ray Allen went to Boston. I'm sorry, left Boston and went with LeBron.
Miami.
To Miami.
When this happened,
That was crazy.
me and Alex don't get along at all sports-wise. Me and her made up this whole... He is Judas Shuttlesworth. Are we good? We going to a break? And we're going to a break! I'll be back in like 20 seconds! All right, let's get refill our drink.
Shorty going on like a treat. Hurt boy talk to police. 24 with 5 children. Smoking weed in your mom's building. If you sell bees on the block. When you see my mom's on my pops. If you ain't put no money on this bottle. You don't want no motherfucking problem. Beer shot a beat. When pana speak, pana be. Spanish I'm a language, but that no me ras. Can't chat in a patois. Watch how me do it. Flatbush me born and grow. I am man. I walk through any block freely. In every bashment like stealing. I'm on Lennox Road, come see me. When I don't have no manners. Move up, gal, you're too treachy. I take a slack, but it gotta smell like Fiji. You fucking with my cash money, BG. I'm about to murder this smoke. Easy. Big up Samo G, that's my main dog. He was upstate, chillin' in the same yard. Come to Flatbush, you better stay on. Cause my citizen act shorty going on like a treat. I heard boy talk to police. 24 with 5 children. Smoking weed in your mom's building. If you sell bees on the block. When you see my mom's on my pops. If you ain't put no money on this bottle. You don't want no motherfucking problem.
My girl, love me. Love me. Just love me.
Yeah. Ted the Dawn. I'm from Parkside, that's the dark side. Fighting on the block, I'm on Mars side. Don't forget your manners on our side. Don't forget your hammer on our side. I be with the yardies, panas. Show some respect, manas. Lighter, paper, grabbers. You don't got no read money, nigga, manas.
Ready? I got faith in you. So don't motherfucking talk shit. Cause I got faith in you.
Shorty going on like a treat. I heard boy talk to police. 24 with 5 children. Smoking weed in your mom's building. If you sell bees on the block. When you see my mom's on my pops. If you ain't put no money on this bottle. You don't want no motherfucking problem.
Manners, we don't tell you.
Manners, we never have.
But you have manners. We get through this day here.
Manas.
You have to respect the president. That's how we brethren. You have to fuck up.
Shorty going on like a treat. I heard boy talk to police. 24 with 5 children. Smoking weed in your mom's building. If you sell bees on the block. When you see my mom's on my pops. If you ain't put no money on this bottle. You don't want no motherfucking problem. Beer shot a beat. When pana speak, pana be. Spanish I'm a language, but that no me ras. Can't chat in a patois. Watch how me do it. Flatbush me born and grow. I am man. I walk through any block freely. In every bashment like stealing. I'm on Lennox Road, come see me. When I don't have no manners. Move up, gal, you're too treachy. I take a slack, but it gotta smell like Fiji. You fucking with my cash money, BG. I'm about to murder this smoke. Easy. Big up Samo G, that's my main dog. He was upstate, chillin' in the same yard. Come to Flatbush, you better stay on. Cause my citizen act shorty going on like a treat. I heard boy talk to police. 24 with 5 children. Smoking weed in your mom's building. If you sell bees on the block. When you see my mom's on my pops. If you ain't put no money on this bottle. You don't want no motherfucking problem.
Manners, my girl, love me. Love me. Just love me.
Yeah. Ted the Dawn. I'm from Parkside, that's the dark side. Fighting on the block, I'm on Mars side. Don't forget your manners on our side. Don't forget your hammer on our side. I be with the yardies, panas. Show some respect, manas. Lighter, paper, grabbers. You don't got no read money.
Flatbush, Lennox, and what about the east side? The 40s, the 50s, the 90s, BOC's high. Crown Heights, Franklin Ave, Low Lives and Folks. Junction, Empires, jumping, John North. Flatbush, Lennox, and what about the east side? The 40s, the 50s, the 90s, BOC's high. Crown Heights, Franklin Ave, Low Lives and Folks. Junction, Empires, jumping, John North. I'm from the Big Apple, where the baddest bitches from Flatbush quick to run up in Apple and swipe 9 MacBooks in the video light, patting they fat puss, talking about yeah, wife, who the fuck y'all chat to? My ladies with the good eyes, fellas throw your hoods high. Lead a block and never come back, how could I? She pressed me for some money for her nails, should I? Even Slick Rick could see I'm shining with his good eye. We on a vibe, you know how to tingle when the car mixed with some joints jacking our lingo. A man vexed, about to run and get his gun. This is the anthem, call him back and tell him where I'm from. Flatbush, Lennox, and what about the east side? The 40s, the 50s, the 90s, BOC's high. Crown Heights, Franklin Ave, Low Lives and Folks. Junction, Empires, jumping, John North. Flatbush, Lennox, and what about the east side? The 40s, the 50s, the 90s, BOC's high. Crown Heights, Franklin Ave, Low Lives and Folks. Junction, Empires, jumping, John North. Broad day, coming up the wrong way. If I don't catch you Juve night, I'ma see you on the parkway. Mind you get bun up. The bush is where I come from. Boya, North Gal, boom, boom, ton up. Shorties in red bottoms, at least 2 pairs. $100 a pack, she got some new hair. Every party's a celebration, like it's New Year's. You see Rose and Henny on the floor, you know my crew's there. So tell them fuck boys, they need the boss up. Gang size and dollar bills getting cold.
And we're back. I love it. Trap, tell people a little bit about what you do in the
scheme of things.
Yeah, in the whole scheme of things.
I mean, you know me. I manage the artist J Sig. You know, beats and stuff. Find studio time. You know, make the connections. Talk to the people he really don't want to talk to because I want him to concentrate on his art. You know, as a manager, I want him to make sure the art is most important because me personally, I love the art.
Let's talk a little bit about management, just because a lot of people think management is easy.
No.
What do you think is the most complicated part about management?
The most complicated is I wouldn't say networking, but it's networking with the right crowd because you could run across some of them people that just is a waste of time. Polite way to put it. You know, one taking up your time talking about nothing.
This is the other thing. Just to clarify for people, a manager, because a lot of people have this fucked up. A manager is what it sounds like. They manage the business that's going on.
Yeah.
If you're looking for someone to attract new business, that's potentially an agent's job. There are different responsibilities when it comes down to expanding and true, right? So you have to think about who is in your corner. A manager can only manage what's on the table. If your manager is extending themselves and trying to expand your brand, that's called they're doing you a fucking favor. They see the potential in you, and they're working to make that a reality. Because in essence, when you blow up, they blow up. If I'm working with somebody and I don't see any potential in them, then you're an idiot. I mean, I'm not working with anybody I don't see. That's crazy. I'm not doing it.
That's a waste of time.
I'm not doing it. And also, we can't have conversations over what the problems are and how we can fix things. And, you know, I can't do it. So just, again, to reiterate, a manager is someone who is literally coordinating events. How does the person get there? Pressing this particular locale, demographically, how we ground transportation, what cost of goods, does it make sense to do the event? So there's all these things that come into play when that's the manager's job. Then you have a publicist who's out to promote whatever the project is. If the manager is doing all of this, it's called a bonus. And when you get to the top, I'm dry humping you on the fucking stage at the Grammys.
That's how it's supposed
That's
to be.
it.
Exactly.
Because
That's right.
a lot of people don't understand what goes
don't
into
understand that.
working a project. We spoke briefly about the fact that your situation is more visual than audio,
Yeah.
which I happen to like. The downtrend with selling albums, I'm not the only person guilty. Everybody skipped over a track or two.
Yeah.
Fuck this. I'm not watching. No. If you are volume 3, I'll sing it later. I'm not going to embarrass myself now. But there's certain tracks you skipped over. Then you hear it later on. I'm like, I love this shit.
Yeah.
Now, the music was also too many songs on one situation. 12, 16. I don't have time for this. Give me 4 or 5.
That's my project. Gonna be 5 songs.
Yeah, we almost finishing that up right now.
5-song EP, Night Project, coming soon. The Night Project.
Night Project.
Very
I just need a partner. It sounds like I just need. So I'm taking applications. I know that cuddling season is over, but it's still brick as shit, and I have no heat.
Yeah, Night Project is coming, man. It's Night with a Y, so it's NYGHT. It's an acronym for Now You Got Our Time.
I don't care what the acronym is. I care the fact that you can't. When you hashtag that, you're the only thing that comes up. That's all I care about.
Night with a Y. Yeah.
Night
That's
with a Y.
all I care about.
You notice
Genius.
how he kept that? He always liked to drop the I and put the Y for the Sig connection.
We'll have to do an article on
He
that
always
specifically.
do that.
Always. That's just like my thing.
That's his thing.
I'll think about this by myself in my own spare time. Okay, let me go with one more. I have a couple of. I have a good. All right. Okay. Does art imitate life, or does life imitate art? In your opinion?
It's a good question. Does art imitate life, or does life imitate art? I think art has to imitate life, because you can't create art without the experiences in life, no matter what the art is, whether it's music, whether it's painting, whether it's.
I feel like art is a reflection. Art is considered the mirror to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I love that answer, unless you're Helen Keller. But yes, absolutely, because it's true.
Yeah.
How else do you know? You can only put back out. Which is why I have no problem when people sing songs or direct movies that don't necessarily dictate their story. It could have been their surroundings.
Yeah.
So that's. I don't get that. I don't have to ask this question to him because he's not singing about shoot him up, kill him. Like we don't have to go with is this really your story or how many bodies do we have, opposed to are you rhyming about somebody else's situation. So from your standpoint, I'm glad I don't have to cover this because those conversations are uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Where'd you get the info? Okay. Okay. Some people think that this is something that happens overnight. How long have you been doing this?
As far as being a serious artist, I've been a serious artist for a couple years now. But I've been singing since I was a little kid, writing since probably 13.
So that's passion versus profession. So we're talking the last 3 years. It's been serious.
Yeah.
What sparked
2-3
that transition for you?
What sparked it was finally getting to the point where I was fully comfortable with myself and I was confident. You know what I mean? For a while, I always could sing. You always could sing. I was that kid that had to sing it. Because I could sing a certain way, I was the kid that had to sing in the kids' choir and the adult choir. You know what I'm saying? I was that one. So I was that one kid in the adult choir. So anyway, just
sound like a ringer to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sound like he was ringing.
Yeah. But just from a singing standpoint, just because you can sing don't mean you're ready to be an artist. And I wasn't fully comfortable with myself for so long. And I'm finally at that point where I know what my sound is, I know what my lane is, I know where I want to go. I know how I want to look, present myself. All of that is an aspect of being an artist.
I'm somewhat jealous a little bit. I was in the choir myself in 4th grade, and I was really practicing quite hard for the Christmas choir. We were doing Christmas. I was doing Silent Night was the song we were working on. And after a rigorous practice, I was pulled aside by Sister Mary Louise, and she said, "Can I talk to you for a second?" I said, "Oh." She goes, "A spot opened up in the manger. We want you to be a lamb." So my job was to go home and
sing anymore.
Yeah. So, but I, and she's since passed. She died of cancer.
Sorry to hear that.
She's also 106. So Sister Mary Louise, she would have been gone either way. But I appreciate her because she was Irish, but a fucking beast. She was brutal, and I said, I've been practicing for a month to be in the Christmas choir. And this is her response. She says, "Jenna, since you've been singing Silent Night hasn't been so silent." Wow. Thank you for that. So, some people do extra well, and others have to glue cotton balls on pack of cardboard to be the lamb in the manger opposed to performing. So I'm happy we were able to shine a light on you at a young age. And
that made me comfortable too, performing, singing in church in front of people. That made me loose in front of people too.
What kind of church did you go to? Were they like and again, I'm black and white, so I've done the Catholic thing, and I'm Episcopalian. That's how I was baptized. That's not as crazy. So that's crazy church, but that's not crazy. I've been to some churches where it's like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's liquor being passed. It's like blunts being smoked. So like, how crazy was?
How much you are?
Yeah.
Mine was Baptist church. Like we in there
something.
from morning to evening. If it's 2 services, if it's an anniversary or something, you in there all day.
All day.
You know, so we had to sing in the morning, then we had to sing again at night, then we go to other churches, we got to sing at that church. Yeah, we had to do that. You know what I mean?
I only have you for like another 8 minutes. Speaking of church and Jesus, watch your answer. I heard you're single. Is that true?
Yeah, right now, yeah.
Is that because the Lord is watching over your partner, or is that because you haven't met the right person? Talk a little bit about that.
That's exactly what it is. I think just haven't met the right person. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Not that I don't want to meet her, but you know, I do. I would like a lady, yeah.
Listen, y'all, I'm his manager. I work him hard. He works. He's very busy, so you got to be willing to put up with the busyness.
This is what it is, man.
See, this is what you need. You need a jackass like this, because that's how I was. I was the manager, and I won't go into certain clients' names, but when you manage men, the women come with the territory. I don't have time for this shit. I don't care. And who's he there? Bitch, I don't.
Yeah, she has to understand that it's going to be women around. It's going to be what it is. The kind of music I do is going to attract women. It's geared toward that.
So I have a question, because we were just having this conversation behind the scenes.
Right.
If you're in a relationship, because of what your themed situation is, I would assume that wouldn't be a problem for you, opposed to rappers who have their reputation and have to have 60 whores at any given time. I'm just questioning, being in a relationship for you would not be that off-putting.
Nah, especially not in today's game. If you look at the game now, a lot of artists are like really open about being in relationships now. Rappers and singers now.
Because of Nipsey.
Yeah, Nipsey has definitely elevated that. Yeah, man, definitely. You could be an artist now and be married. Be an artist and have a girl now. Because now everything is bae goals, relationship goals. Everybody's on that relationship goals thing.
Unless you a crackhead dating an MA, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Still not
Shout out
doing.
to Remy Ma and Pat Poole's back love.
Yeah, man.
Back love, baby.
But at the same time, it's come full circle. You do see more people trying to be prolific with it, which is why I was most upset, I think, with the whole Nipsey situation, because I stalk Lauren London, and I have for years. There's no shame in my game, kids. I feel like her style, her jet-setting situation, she wasn't over the top. It was below for me. It wasn't like, I wasn't annoyed. Some people,
she never was.
Some people I like, but had to unfollow because I'm like, I can't do this.
Yeah, too extra. Like, you just extra.
I can't do this. I want to stab myself in the face when I go home because I feel like an underachiever. I don't need this every day. If Lauren London wants to ride a pony in the middle of Sunset Boulevard once, let her do it, because I don't get that from her on a regular basis. I don't even hear from her.
Yeah.
You don't hear from her.
That's what made you like her more.
I love her, which is what made me very upset, because I feel like, the whole Nipsey thing, dope. People are going to do their own situation behind it, but people really need to think about his kids and really what was lost behind this.
He had a family, man. He had a family, yo.
That's what makes me most upset. Wow. Last thing before we kind of sign out, black folks, please stop killing each other, because I don't care about the whole, we can pick a topic. It could be, it's Nipsey this month and it's Eric Garner a year. It's always somebody.
Yeah, somebody.
When a white person kills a black person, we're appalled. I don't know who killed Nipsey. I don't care if it was his friend or the government's, because we all know who killed JFK, the government. So it's the same spiel, right? It's who said who on who.
It's a possibility, yeah. Can't rule it out.
Listen, we'll leave this off air, but with that said, if we know the target is in essence us, we can't be setting the target on ourselves. So if you look at white on white crime, it does not exist, okay? And maybe it does in some Judge Judy, Maury Povich, situation somewhere in North Dakota.
They don't call it white on white.
It's called domestic violence.
Yeah.
And the words are big. Choose how to move wisely.
Right?
Exactly.
And the press, everything is very important. So the reason why I like my job is I can speak to certain things. I speak to the Kaepernick situation all the time. The NFL is upon us, kids, in about 3 or 4 months. Everybody was on hold. Fuck the NFL. But Nike's the best. Nike's supporting Kaepernick. Nike gave Kaepernick $2 million for all this bullshit. And meanwhile, Kaepernick was a pawn in this whole thing. Nike has done the uniforms for all 32 NFL teams for the last 10 years. They renewed their contract, and their contract expires in 2027 or some stupid shit like that.
It's been a couple years they've been doing it. Because Reebok had it, and then they got it.
But there may have been certain teams. They have now all 32 teams
got every team.
So I'm just saying, and their uniforms are falling apart. They're like disintegrating on basketball players. So, I don't know where you're making them at. Not in America. Cheaper material. These are the things that we have to really consider. So people are so quick to be backing Kaepernick and backing, we're not watching the NFL. You are. When you buy Nike, I got Nike somewhere. Nike everywhere. Nike is killing. Nike is international.
It is.
They don't care about the Americas because this is just one continent. I don't care. The U.S. The Olympics rather rallies every 4 years. I don't need y'all, and we're gonna buy you anyway. Mm-hmm. With that said, who are you buying black business wise? We've explored a few brands.
That's how you do it. Just buy that.
I think his music is impeccable. Jay say on the Signature, I want to just go on this whole Jay Signature. Support the YouTube page, support his videos, and come out to his events. That's the most important thing. When you do an event, if you have Spotify, Lyor Cohen did it for that reason. Just Spotify is to alert people as to you're out and when you want to perform. So if you have 100 performers in one locale, you do an event there. Unless, why am I performing here? I can go to Miami and I have 3 people who even know who the hell I am. These are things that Lyor Cohen did, and he's telling you indirectly. Exactly. The only reason he did this is because he wants to know who to invest in. A, B, where are you performing? That's all. Where's your demographic?
Exactly.
That's it. Where can people find you now?
Where people can find me?
Yeah, because I know your website is in the works. So we had that conversation. So yeah,
you can find me on Instagram, Snapchat, and SoundCloud. That's all J Signature with the Y. So that's JSYGNATURE. Everything is no underscore, no period, no space, no nothing.
Okay,
J Signature.
Me, you can find me at Trav522 on Instagram. That's
what is it? Is it 522 your birthday?
You got it.
Okay, so
I love you too.
Yeah, simple.
Real simple. You
all right,
can find me. I'm there. You can send me birthday wishes and everything on 522. I accept them. I look at everything.
You got 18 kids. I'm not doing nothing. I'm not getting beat up by no baby mothers. I'm not doing it. I can't do it.
Love is love, man.
I want to have you guys come back. Let's say at the beginning of fall, so I can hear how your summer progressed.
Oh yeah. Most definitely.
Very important. I will be. We will be at A3C in Atlanta. That's something that I think everyone should be at. The Summer Jam bus, if I pitch a price point, because now you guys are my dummy audience, and dummy is obviously not a nice word, but my, what's the thing? There's another word for that, beta. Basically, if I did $75 a ticket for Summer Jam, just, coming out to, pregame, in other words, free food and drinks, and then I take your flyers and I completely tear the parking lot apart. Would you be in on that?
Most definitely.
Okay, I just want to understand the price.
I might even bust out the vocals.
No question. That's dope.
Don't start no shit at the end of the interview. So you could. I got 2.5 minutes left. So you sing too?
No, I was just joking.
I was gonna say because me and you could do this the wrong way. Like we could be.
Listen,
yeah.
I don't got a sharp bone in my body. We go anywhere.
Mine was like this. But this is no lie. I came to the studio one day. It was him and other notables, which I'm not gonna embarrass myself. So I walk in. He's like, "Yo, Jay, come sing this part real quick." I'm like. I wish I would have done it because it was a joke. It wasn't, he obviously wasn't looking for no serious motherfucker to sing this shit because he knows I can't sing. Like, it just goes to show, you never know. Like, they looking to spoof you. Like, yo, Jay, come lay this down real quick. No, they looking to get you. Like, that would have been done.
Listen,
where can I, so I found, all right. I know what to stalk you at Instagram. What else do I need to know about you? I've harassed him for an hour and a half.
Oh man, I'm an open book. Whatever you need to know, just ask me on Instagram. If you see me in the street, just ask me. I'll give it to you straight up and down.
Good luck with that, because you know it's interesting because some people will be honest and nice. I'm honest and nasty.
I like that. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate.
Well, you saw it. Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate you being straightforward the way you are.
I love it.
Guys, it's been great. So can we go get some more food or smoke? I don't know what else do you want to do. That's good?
Do whatever.
Matt, thank you very much for the opportunity. Next
Shout out to
time I'm
Matt,
here,
man. Shout out to Matt.
I think I have a special guest next time I'm here, and I won't go into details, but if this person comes through, this is somebody I've done business with like 2 or 3 times, and just know it's going to be a shit show. Dante will be here, Dante Hawkins, and apparently his camp is coming through, and it's going to be a problem. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to have to save up for this bundle of 420 apparently, because if this individual comes through,
it's like that.
I have to go on hiatus to be able to substantiate that day. Look at that. Come on in.
Okay.
All right, we going on break. We coming on break, Matt?
All right.
Break? Now? Oh, period? Can we just go on a quick break? Like 2 seconds? All right, I have to keep talking. I like the pants, though. We're gonna have to. I have 30 seconds to go into him. He's gonna. And this is what happens when you come late. And the bottom line is, he did a lot to get here, but his interview is gonna be in 3.5 seconds. And good luck. And it's cool though. I hope you're hungry. And you're the one that I made all the no meat. I got guys. I love chicken.
The food was good, by the way, too.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
it was.
Okay?
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
You guys had it
Most
cold
definitely.
too. I'm sorry about that.
I'm weird. I don't like hot food. That's a strange thing
weird.
about me. I like room temperature food. I just always been like that since I was a kid.
Viking mentality.
Okay.
Like a Viking.
I guess, yeah. Well, you heard somebody else fell off the whatever the hell not Niagara Falls, the other one. You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking
Stop
about.
taking pictures and doing this.
I'm
Come
not
on,
taking
kids.
nothing nowhere.
It's ridiculous. You gotta be kidding. A blanket. It's a big. They had 4 people in a month fall off taking
You
pictures.
have no business up there.
Then they showed the pictures. Yes.
You have no business up there.
It's all white people. I go, that's your problem. And then the person is 69. I'm good. All right, we good. Break. All right.
In that sundress, girl, I can't wait to express my gratitude on you. Mind blown, feel free to lose all your self-control. I hope you're holding on. I know that you're ready. I won't be too long. It'll be worth every single minute that you wait. I ain't gonna lie, girl, I'm high on your body, baby. No needs or cares, you won't be sorry. I'll handle with care. You still won't hold back where you go. I want more to follow, baby. Let's not waste time and get to it in that sundress. Girl, I can't wait to express my gratitude on you. Mind blown, feel free to lose all your self-control.
And we're back. All right, so Jimmy So Dope is back. Are you good?
Yeah, it's loud. It's just loud.
That's okay. That's okay. We're fixing the headphones. Are you happy? Can you hear?
I'm fantastic.
You're happy. Okay. How are you?
Life is good and getting
I
better.
heard that you made quite a trip to get here.
Oh man, 8 trains, 4 taxis. I think I caught an airplane somewhere in there, some shit like that.
That's okay. We're putting you in an Uber to get back home. We won't have to deal with that
Oh
going
man,
back
it's
home.
a small thing to a giant.
Guess what? Thank you for coming because the effort is really what I appreciate the most. It's interesting. So I meet him on Instagram. So I do listen to people who do reach out. You have to be sophisticated, I think, and your approach was that. So thank you.
No doubt, thank you.
And it worked out well. I was impressed by your song.
Thank you. Which record are you talking about?
Before we get there, because I have it written down. Before we get there, though, tell everybody where you're from.
I am a Newark, New Jersey native, and that's Newark pronounced like fork. You know what I'm saying? We know if you're from there, if you say like Newark, how that goes, how it looks on paper. But New Jersey native. I did my ancestry last year or 2 years ago. I'm actually from Nigeria. And my mom is from Nigeria. My dad's from Sub-Saharan Desert, Africa. So yeah.
Okay, so how do you feel about the climate in the country right now? Because that's
In which country? This country?
unfortunately, yeah.
Oh, well, it's the same thing as it was in, what's that, 1492? It hasn't changed. And if we're gonna talk about it, I don't want to talk about this, but we want to talk about it. It hasn't changed in a real long time, and it has no, due to the history of it, has no, I have no indication that it will change. So we must own everything.
Okay, so with that said, and the fact that you just said you're gonna own everything, JC has led a good foundation, I think, for us to let us know that we do have to, in fact, A, own everything, B, put the work in ourselves.
Facts.
So that whatever does come back is ours. It's not the product of somebody else is pushing it.
For sure.
You obviously have to have a team. Who else do you credit your success to?
I've been transitioning for a while now. I like to first and foremost myself. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I get up, put my pants on, my socks on, I go make shit happen. May I cuss? Is that okay if I cuss?
That's all I do. But go ahead.
I got a potty mouth.
Yeah.
My mom and my dad. Really, my dad, he was a third-degree black belt. You know, a Marine. He traveled the world. He was actually the equipment manager for the Manhattans once upon a time. And he was playing hip hop while I was in my mom's womb, putting headphones on my mom's stomach. You know what I'm saying? My older brother for being a douchebag. All the non-believers. My sister for saving my life so many times. The girl who broke my heart, or the girl whose heart I broke, which in turn broke my heart.
Karma's a bitch.
Oh man, it's a beautiful, and she wears really awesome panties. And my daughter, you know, I also had a lot of managers and support who was not particularly educated in their field to be my manager or my road manager or whatever like that. So I made a lot of mistakes and did a lot of wrong things, which led me to the education I have now.
We were just speaking about management. Management is important with respect to holding you down as a person, making sure things are possible. However, there has to be something functioning outside of management to get new gigs or attract new vibes outside of what the manager is doing. So obviously, the person who's in your camp currently is doing their job. That's just my opinion.
No, you're right. I am doing my job.
So you're independent. You're 100% doing this by yourself.
100%. Like right now, I am doing it by myself 100% for the most part. I have a graphics guy. I do got my man K out in DC doing a lot for me. I work at Purple Penthouse Studios in Newark, New Jersey, which is, I think we make the best music, period, and really on the East Coast. But that's just my opinion.
So speaking to producers, who else do you want to work with?
Who I want to work with?
Yeah.
I want to work with Pharrell. You know what I'm saying? I want to make music that that nobody's heard before. I love sampling. I'm not really big on it because I think it's 2019. It's time to push the envelope. We ain't doing something new. We doing something wrong, in my opinion. Humbly. I want to work with Timbaland. You know what I'm saying? I want to shake the world. Like how about, I'm a conscious rapper, right? I'm a conscious rapper that at a show a few months ago, for the first time on one of my shows, I had girls twerking. You know what I'm saying? I got a song with Chase Fetty called Bag. I did the hook and I got the first verse, and it's Blessings and Goals, the acronym Blessings and Goals, and it's one of the first songs that that has a particular bounce. I'm doing soul samples and this, that, and third for so long that for the first time I look to my left as I'm rocking the stage and I see a girl shaking ass on a girl. I'm like, Mama, I made it. This is it. This is what I've been thinking about. And to be more specific, it's like, all right, I'm tired of going to rap shows and doing this the whole time. Like, oh, that was a good line. Oh, that was nice. We act like we look at certain rappers. I'm not saying nobody's name for the record, but we look at certain rappers. I'm saying we like, yo, that's not real hip hop. As if hip hop didn't start with parties.
Well, this is the thing. Hip hop started with parties, but when you have a certain price point at the door, and I'm being serious, you know, I've watched the transition of the club scene go from popping to I can't make it, because I'm not kidding, you know, and I've done concerts and club show, like comedy shows for a long time, and for a while we were doing comedy shows with a drink minimum, and we did concerts, and it was a matter of just selling out the show. It's a matter of the act, and I feel like we had an opening act to upcoming opening act to open up for the higher ups, and that was our outlet. It wasn't intentional. It just happened to happen that way. In my opinion, the next vision for us, everybody's talking about Instagram and Facebook. The next situation, in my opinion, and you heard it here first, there's not going to be concerts. There's going to be you performing, and I am able to buy rights to when you perform. In other words, you perform once, because it's a loss to the artist if you think about it. So you come to New York, right? So New York may have like 9 million people. That's underbid at this point, all right? It's underbid dramatically. So let's say 9 million just for locally in the city. So if MSG only holds 23,000 times 2 shows, let's say 50,000 is able to go see that particular act. Barclays holds 21.2. So if they do 2 nights, that's 100,000 people can see the event. They can charge what they want to charge. I rather charge based on the fight mechanism. Like, I'll charge you $100 or whatever, but I'm going to charge you based on your seating capacity. So I could charge you based on if you want to see it at 100, like level 100, level 200, level. So that's where I see things going. I see things kind of becoming more virtual reality, because it saves the entertainer, in my opinion, money. You guys can have one set of dances. You travel to one locale, which is dope, and do your thing and launch it. But it eliminates the traveling and the engagement. You can do that anyway.
Nah, the only thing I say about that is that that's going to be the issue, and the guy who champions the engagement and the experience is always going to win. Like so I see what you're saying, and I do see that as a definite possibility for a lot of the bigger guys. But guys like myself who won't be able to afford virtual reality or whatever the fuck, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to provide a better experience. So like my first show was an art gallery. I'm a photographer. Well, I'm a retired photographer. You know what I'm saying?
See, that's different. So you just said you're a former, you have an art gallery, right?
Yeah.
So that's different. You have somebody else, you have something for them to see. I walk in here, when I walk into S.STREET Media, there's art on the walls.
Absolutely. This is a beautiful art gallery.
You have something else outside of what other artists may have.
But this is what I present to artists, right? So I see myself, right? I'm 30 for the rest of my life, for the record, right?
You're black, so you'll be 30 till you're 70. Go ahead, continue.
Right,
Go ahead,
right. Right.
I'm tired.
Right.
Samuel L. Jackson, perfect example. Go ahead.
Right. He's like my nephew. Right. What I see is that, and this is what I propose to artists, right? Why artists should fuck with guys like myself, because it's not just me; it's a bunch of us. We see the trends and we call the trends. And what happens is, like, all right, so you got guys like Grant Cardone, Gary Vee. These guys are not black, and they are not particularly of the culture, but they are definitely benefiting from being appreciators of the culture. So what they've shown me was that I don't have to rap nor do photography or whatever. I can actually present my lifestyle, because we have the wild, wild west called the internet. See, like even me meeting you is because it's the internet. It's because I decided to up my marketing game. It's that simple.
I'm also a stalker. It's not just about you, boo.
It's cool, and I need more stalkers. If you know anybody, I need a sugar mama.
But no, I'm tired.
Right.
I'm tired.
Right.
So you're single, obviously.
I'm extremely single.
Does this game? I'm tired. Does this game make it harder to be more of an eligible bachelor, or do you feel that it opens up the playing field for you?
I'm gonna love my answer. The lack of discipline makes it tougher to be a bachelor.
You are a mess.
And it doesn't matter what we do. We are always going to be girls with vaginas and boobs. And what happens is that we got to know what we want. If niggas don't know what they want, they never going to get nothing. Or you're going to get everything and then still end up with nothing at the end of the day. That's what I've been doing. Getting everything.
I'm just still here thinking. But, okay. This is what I like about you. Off your page, you radiate to me. A lot of people have Instagram pages, and I want to shoot myself. It's a whole bunch of bullshit. I suggest people go through their page and eliminate the nonsense. Once an event is passed, delete the certain promotion. Give me the pictures. Give me the posts. I want to shoot myself. When I went to your page, and again, I apologize. I thought it was a son because obviously the baby had no hair, and it was just my presumption.
Yeah, she has a lot now. That was an early picture, and she didn't have no hair for like the first month and a half.
Now she's Afro City, and that's how my daughter is. Good luck. Good luck.
I need all of it. She's supposed to be here right now. Baby mama drama is real. Baby mama drama is real. Oh my God! If they ever make the purge like a real thing, you could like punch people in the ribs and shit.
Don't do it to yourself because I'm on the opposite end. We were just having a conversation on the other end, so I don't.
There's a girl in Far Rockaway that would get Van Damme Kumite knees to the shin. You feel me? Because of how she be acting sometimes.
Well, with me, my situation is I know his friends are listening. How y'all doing? How's everybody doing? My thing is when my daughter is not feeling well, I still have a show to do. So I'm lucky that my father lives across the street. Because I said to him, I said, listen, she's not doing that great today. She has a little cough. You want to come see her in the house? My house is nicely situated. And what really are you doing but watching basketball and, eating food? So he's like, Jay, I'm not feeling that well either. How convenient.
I love this scenario.
So I'm supposed to situate myself and figure out what I'm doing with my daughter, even though you're only supposed to have Sundays.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, we could be here all day with baby mama drama and baby dad drama.
Yeah, I prefer not to.
I'm not going to be here because, like I said, there's court cases that are still open and motherfuckers is waiting for me to holler at a player. But in my opinion, I don't care because when I'm older and I'm in a wheelchair, Kai has the choice of dropping me down the hill or putting the brakes on the fucking wheelchair. I hope the brakes are put on the wheelchair with respect to how much I put in.
Well, and that's the only thing that you could bank on. I mean, look, my daughter, how about this? I'll tell you a story, brief story, right? This is the connection that I have with my daughter. That's why I'm not worried about nothing. That's why right now I'm grinding my ass off. Like right now I'm shoveling shit to get money to pay for my marketing because I have nothing else to create. I don't have to make another song for till 2021 if I don't want to. I don't have to write another song for another artist until late 2020.
Okay, Tupac, but you got to release some of this music though.
No, this is very true. And how about so in conclude, I say that to say this, right? For my daughter, right? I remember when she was telling her mom's tummy. Her mom's always telling me that she would follow my voice. I never believed it. I thought your mom was just trying to butter up to me and shit, And I never really believed it until one day I walk in the room, the baby's like poking visibly on this side, and I see her. So I jump over her on this side, and I'm just talking, conversation just going, and I literally watch my daughter follow my voice. So I'm saying, so what her mom is putting me through is really going to be, she's going to get the worst side of it because I have an inseparable bond with my daughter, and right now it's time to get my money out so I can lawyer up. That's it.
First of all, the voice thing is really weird because as a parent, I'm telling you now, they know. The kids know what it is. Mm-hmm. When she came out, she's like, "Oh my God, you're the psycho fucking killer."
She like him. Yep.
That's what it is. They know the voice. When she came out, she was like this. I'm stuck with this lunatic for another. I'm serious. She was like, wow.
Right now, me and my daughter, she's been singing since she was 3 years old. No, she's 3 months old. 3 months she's been singing. We were in Target, the first time I heard her sing. And no, we were actually on Central Avenue and Harrison Street, first time I heard her sing. And then she kept going. Right now, we freestyle every time we speak. FaceTime, in person, we freestyle all day. You know what I'm saying? She makes up her own songs. I'm so grateful. And she's also the owner of Ari's Bow Company, which is her own hair bow company. So I make hair bows from scratch from her. You know what I'm saying?
It's smart because you're giving your child something else other than the cookie cutter.
Oh yeah, college is optional for my baby.
I agree.
It's optional. She wants to go. There is definite upsides like experience and friendship and all that good stuff. Whatever the fuck.
Okay. Originality is waning in respect to our culture. What do you do to stick out?
Oh, just be me. I look in the mirror, I identify with who the fuck is looking back at me, which is James Rashad Frazier. You know what I'm saying? I study music. I study life at this point. I get inspiration from everything. Like looking at your pieces around the room, I get like this one in particular is really inspiring me to do things. That was a joke. You can get on with you.
No, I point to him because he's like this is really what they like. Again, when you come here, your music obviously we played on our set, but it's played during the course of S.STREET Media.
Awesome.
So the art that's here, I don't know the artists. These are all people who leave their pieces here.
Okay, well, what can I be specific? To be specific,
Yeah.
right? I have a new writing approach. A new creating approach, right? I'm the guy. Like even I just finished writing my second poetry book titled I love being a rapper, but this shit is depressing. Thoughts, poems, and rhymes. It's very true. I could not be more serious about this. It's already done. I'm in the process of publishing now.
Okay, cool. So when it's done, let me know. I have somebody set it up for you. It's done.
I'll be here by September. It'll be here by September. Right now, we're starting a campaign from now to September.
Okay.
I'm a writer by nature. But for my new music, it's really starting late last year. My goal was to write as least as possible. I look at these new rappers, and you can name a little whoever, right? Young such and such, right? If you look at their recording sessions, they just go into the booth and just go. And I work. I'm an engineer. I'm a record producer. I'm with these guys on a daily basis, and they don't have nothing written. So I'm not impressed by that. That don't mean shit to me. But what I am impressed by is the raw expression of it. You know what I'm saying? How natural they sound, how their voices, how they don't sound rehearsed. How it sounds spontaneous. I'm completely attracted to that. So what I decided to do was maybe 2 years ago, I had my own recording setup in my bag. Like literally, I could carry in that small messenger bag.
Okay.
And I would go wherever I go. I remember even being at the pizza parlor downtown Newark and just recording a song I had in my I had to get out of my head. So right now, my goal before was write as much as possible. Now it's write as little as possible. I always have a notebook on hand. When I go in the booth though, when I hear a beat, I want to go in the booth immediately, get whatever's out of my head immediately. And then if I have any lines, I write. If I have a line just for maybe lines 6 and 7, I write those lines down so I don't forget them. You know what I'm saying? So now my music sounds more natural than ever. I appreciate my voice. You know what I'm saying? Like my comfortability. I'm an autopilot right now.
Any upcoming events I should know about?
Yes. Tuesday, which is 2 days from now, I'm performing at the Right Stuff. It's the Feedback Collective. It's Avenue A.
Manhattan. Okay, it's okay.
It's Avenue A. It's a songwriters workshop. I filled out for it. I signed up for it a while back, and I got an email. So I got the okay to perform. But I got the email yesterday that Ryan Leslie was gonna be one of the panelists critiquing my song. So I already got the saxophone player. I got the background singer. We're gonna be in all black. Probably all red. I want to go all red. I want to look crazy.
Is red your favorite color? That's my favorite color.
It's one of my favorites.
Red and black.
How about this, right? Red and black, right?
Yes.
Red and black are my favorite colors, right? That's why I wear the most. But here's my thing, right? I love the rainbow. I'm straight as hell. But they got to give it back.
Okay, so speaking.
They gotta give it back.
Speaking to the rainbow.
They can't have the rainbow. How they gonna just take the rainbow as if it's not part of the earth? You can't take something part of the earth.
This is a true.
That's not fair, yo.
1 year, I got this belt in Old Navy on sale for $2. Okay, I wear the belt. I didn't know it was Gay Pride Week, fam. I wear the belt. People were coming up to me like, yo. I'm like, so I said to my friends, I was like, I don't understand why all these people coming up to me out of like left fields. And I'm like, they say, Jay, because you're wearing a rainbow belt. I'm like,
the paraphernalia on. It's not right. Yo, they can't have it. Like, how you gonna take something that the earth made? You know, that's nature. That Mama Nature made that. They can't have that. We as just human beings. You don't have to know nothing about me, but you cannot take the color spectrum from me. You cannot take the natural colors. That's just as real as I can be, and I'm very, very straight, extremely.
All right. So, what do you think of the state of hip hop in general?
It's beautiful. Let me tell you why it's beautiful, right? It's beautiful because right now it's the wild, wild west, yo. Like, can you imagine if Tupac had the internet? Imagine that. Imagine Public Enemy had the internet. Imagine KRS-One had the internet in 1980. You feel me? So like we at times right now where people like as a conscious, and I'm gonna keep on this up because I'm not I always just rap my experience. I just happened to drop jewels due to who my dad was. You know what I'm saying, and then who I decided to be after he passed when I was 16. But like I always felt the need to drop jewels. I didn't become a Jay-Z fan until Blueprint 3, and then when I became a Jay-Z fan, because we were Tupac fans, we couldn't fuck with you if Tupac ain't fuck with you. It was just that simple. When I became a fan though, like I became a diehard fan, like Blueprint 3, whatever year that was, 2009. Michael Jackson died that year.
Are you kidding me?
Listen, I'm trying to give you the
How old are
story.
you?
I'm 30 for the rest of my life. I'm trying to tell you, I'm never gonna be past 30.
Talk about that because I'm like.
But I'm gonna tell you a little right. I'm gonna true story, and this is how it happened, right? True story, right?
4.5 minutes. Is it not only because I have a like my right.
Right. So my older brother, I remember the day that Reasonable Doubt came out was around the same time that Tupac had dropped a particular single. I can't remember which single it was, and my older brother copped Reasonable Doubt, and his best friend copped Tupac single, and we were Tupac. It was just what it was. Like we just appreciated Tupac, and they traded, and that was it. That was just it. Like I was young as hell, but that was it. That if he would have kept Jay-Z's album, I would have been a diehard Jay-Z fan from the rip. But so when I listened to Blueprint 3, I'm like, holy shit, he's dropping so many jewels, and that's when people rate one of his lowest rated albums. But it's compact with stuff. And then when I listen to it, I'm like, okay, if this is this good, let me go back and with my adult ears listen to everything else. And I listen to everything else. I'm like, oh, he's been, not only is he the GOAT, he been the GOAT. I don't see why we compare him to anybody, because he's been dropping jewels rhythmically, enjoyably since he started. So you kind of can't really compare nobody to him.
You're okay now going back to Volume 1 and Volume 2.
Volume 1 is one of my favorite records.
Okay.
Volume 2 is one of my favorite records. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? With with him and Bleak doing the Coming of Age, the sequel and all that.
We're gonna have you back.
Please do, because I have so much to say.
The next time that you come back, though, because you're coming from Jersey,
I know where I'm at this time.
You will meet me in my situation, and we'll come together.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, I'm a frequent L train rider, so I have no problem.
That's not the issue. Where can they find you at?
Everything is Jimmy So Dope. I'm Googleable. So everything JIMMYSODOPE. Jimmy So Dope.
I really appreciate the effort. I'm going to make sure you get home. I got you. You're going to be stuck with me for about 40 minutes. And
I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that.
He thinks it's cool now. It's going to be a shit show. In any event.
Is it more food?
There's food in the back.
Hey, we win.
I have to use the little girl's room, and my show is over. Matt did me a big courtesy by extending the time, and I appreciate you. Thank you very much, Matt. He's always been an all-star in my book. Summer Jam is real. The bus tour is back. Let me put down logistics. That's handled. I got you, Matt. I got you. Come check me. Like I said, I got to go. A bitch got to go to the bathroom, so, I got about 3.5 seconds. The white half of me is excusing herself. The black half don't care. I'm going to see y'all next week. It's been real.
And shouts to the Vision Room.
Food next door. Okay, food next door. We got food. And because what is your issue? You don't eat food? What's your issue?
I don't eat food. I don't eat meat. I stopped in 2011 eating meat. I stopped eating seafood this year, late last year.
We got more. He doesn't eat. Listen, it's the same thing.
It's time to stay alive, brother. We got to stay alive, man.
Fuck it. I'm having 2 more hot dogs before I get to the bathroom. I love y'all. I'll be back. I'll see y'all in a couple of weeks, family. I love y'all. I'll be back. I'm going to the bathroom. I got to go.